Episode 70.
Woo.
Holy moly. What did you say, Bobby, just now?
I just said we are here.
We made it.
Yeah.
We couldn't go live without Oz because it's his birthday and he
Happy birthday, motherfucker.
Dude, that's right, guys. Let's just blow drying the hair a little bit with the heat gun. You know?
He was at the salon and
drying his ass out.
Just getting my beard firm. had to use the pick on my butt. I'm getting some dingleberries.
Oh, that's horrible.
Good thing I already ate.
You're welcome.
Too many hot dogs.
You know, bidets are in, so I'd say get on that.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And you know what? I got this amazing thing in the mail today.
Cheers, brother.
Kelly, my brother. Oh, this way. There we go. Clink, clink.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Finally, the slime cup.
This is how I got Oz to drink water during the stream instead of coffee.
It's still coffee.
Is it really?
Nice.
Have to have it.
Right? Gotta stay.
Well,
yeah.
This is exciting. I'm excited. It's a new year. I'm excited. It's your birthday, Oz. I'm excited that all 5 of us are here for this episode. It's going to be good.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you're not the only one. We've got even David is here. Motu Origins Court hanging out with us all the way.
All right, David.
Thank you for being here, brother. And saying, "Oh, look, the full gang is on." That's right, everybody. We all got here for the first episode of the new year. Yes.
And I won't be on the rest of the month. This will be the only episode.
It's just going to be me for the rest of the
you got it, folks.
Yeah, I'm on a 12 episode contract now, so I do it once a month.
That's
right. It's mainly because of his stardom. I mean, with the Decker Northcutt files, he is just
Jesus.
He's just blown us out of the water.
I'm too good for this shit now. No.
Oh man. Well, how are you all doing? Y'all doing all right?
Yourself? I have to do its first episode. I've only been on one episode for a month now.
It wouldn't be official if he didn't do that one.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
I can't see nobody.
This isn't an episode of Toy Frenzy unless Bobby comes back with the usual response.
Well,
like if we
don't
miss
get used
that
to it anymore, because I'm not going to say it no more. Then
son of a biscuit.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
If the Filmation logo didn't show up at the beginning of the episode, you know what I mean? It's just
what would happen? I think the universe would collapse.
Yeah, just like implode on itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like that bad OCD where you like, I can't watch the episode until I hear that thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's how it is, man. That's how it is.
How is everybody's holidays?
Good.
Phenomenal.
Good.
Man. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Get to really just to enjoy. I haven't worked a full week of work in like 3 weeks, so that's kind of been nice, right?
Yeah.
Like, last week we had all, last week we had off for Christmas. Going into this week, had off for, of course, New Year's Day, and then I worked for 2 days, and I was like, yep, and I'll see y'all later because I'm not working again. So it's been really nice. I had a 2-day work week to come back to.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I hope you're catching up on your sleep, Oz. The hardest working man on YouTube.
What's that? What's sleep?
It's what comes in between your long ass streams.
It's what I do to people while I'm on the stream. I put them to sleep. That's how I get my watch hours up. Everybody falls asleep watching it and they just don't turn it off.
He's not taking a smoke break. He's taking a what do they call it? A disco nap.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So we all officially have a gray skull behind us.
And they're all different.
Oh,
none of them is identical.
That's right. We got vintage, origins, classics, and prototype custom. Man,
so cool. Now, I did hear that, Adam, you may have gotten one of those classics gray skulls recently.
I did, yeah. That was basically I said, hey, I could get this for no interest through eBay for 24 months, but
Yeah,
so
well, hey,
she went for it. Yeah.
Hey,
So,
you know what?
yeah. So
that's
we just
exciting.
I'll just be paying it off by the time by the time my son graduates from college, I'll have paid it off.
Well,
Nothing wrong with that. At least you got it, right? Like,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
right.
important part. You got it
That's
finally.
right.
You're living the dream. You got the grail.
that's
Yep.
right. That's
So,
That's right. Yeah. In fact, I've been like staring at it. It's over. You can't see it on camera, but I look at it during my work all the time. So I've been like researching it. Like I've been looking up like old, uh, photos of the prototyping process and the casting and molding process. So I'm actually going to put together a battle room report about that for next week.
Yes.
All
Just
right.
because
That's fantastic.
Nice.
going through all these
Nice.
archives. Yeah.
It's
that's-
really. Go ahead, Oz.
No, please, Skelly.
We're so polite. It's really one of the most remarkable toys ever achieved. The Classics Grayskull, right up, and it's funny because it's right up there with the Classics Snake Mountain that Super 7 did. I mean, it's those two things are just magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
Yeah.
Now
They
Mondo
are.
has to do one for their figures, which will far surpass the magic of Classics.
Right. Yeah.
I'll be able to poop
For-
into that one.
Right? I was
For
going
a
to say,
12-inch
Sean,
figure.
Rent
Yeah.
free.
True.
Yeah, it's
It'd
gonna
be
be
like-
basically.
That'll be my
It's gotta be
studio.
a shed. It's gotta
It
be
will
a
be.
backyard, right?
Yeah.
It'd be like,
Well, it's like
go
that
to
guy-
IKEA and build it
Who
and bring it home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen that video where the guy builds like a one for his kids, like his
Yeah.
bunk bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It'd have to be
Yeah.
that size.
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood Haunter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his name.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Hollywood Haunter,
That's
everybody,
amazing.
go check him out on YouTube. Those build videos are amazing. Yeah, he's great. He's very talented.
I'm just sitting here and I just got a text message on my phone. Ziggy just sent me a happy birthday. It shows a big giant shipping container. It says your birthday candles arrived.
That's awesome.
Man. Yeah, it's great. What a jerk. I love that guy.
Did you-
His birthday's coming up, so I'll get him back.
I like Ziggy. Ziggy he's got a sneak attack sense of humor.
does.
When you least expect it, you get a funny, snarky remark. Ziggy's great. I really loved getting a chance to meet him.
It was definitely awesome.
Kenzo's comment. Oh, good. Yeah, good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Sponsored by Tough Shit.
That's so good. I mean, if there's something that I'm gonna buy, like Adam and Sean with Mondo, like invest and pay it off over time, I think I would actually try to convince my wife that a Castle Grayskull Tough Shed is the way to go.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
it's just financially sound,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Where else are you gonna put your lawnmower but in Grayskull?
Yeah.
And
Your-
you need
and
the
your
laser
laser
turret to
gun.
defend it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it just makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
She's
should
over.
we,
She's over in the other room right now, probably laughing at what I'm saying. Like, oh, he's lost it. If he
He's
thinks
nuts.
that's really gonna happen.
really, really hope that's what's going on.
Yeah, let's see who's in the chat.
All right. And I was smart about it again. This whole time I've been starring the comments, so that way we
Oh,
can go
right, I
through.
see that.
Here you go.
We got Eldor here
Eldor.
hanging out tonight. We have, figuratively speaking, John.
Oh.
Happy New Year to you, brother, and thank you. We have David, as we already pulled
All
out.
right, David.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. And we've got Bud here with us as well.
All right,
Aw,
Bud.
Thank you, sir, brother. Oh, man. And Duchess of Darkness hanging out with us as well.
All
Always
right.
good to have her here. Rolling right off of Wicked Wednesday yesterday.
That's right.
And she just put out a new video tonight, so definitely go check that out.
Yeah.
We have Sir Clifton here streaming
All right,
every
Clifton.
Sunday, the busiest toy tubing day of the week. good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. We have Ace hanging out with us.
All right,
Good to
Ace.
see you, Ace. Happy
Good
New
to see ya.
Year. Kenzo's Creations.
Kenzo.
Great to have you here, brother. Thank you. Have you guys seen he started getting in on that jumbo vintage Masters of the Universe stuff? He's been printing off some stuff, working on a Prince Adam. He's posted pictures on his IG. Definitely go
That's
check
so
in.
cool.
Oh, that's a giant. I thought that was a regular.
Oh yeah, he's got like the full scale jumbo. He's even got it
Yeah.
sitting there with the vintage, so you can see the scale.
I don't
between
read
the two.
Yeah,
captions.
so
I
cool.
just look at photos. I don't know how
Did
to
he-
read it, so.
Did he do anything else besides Prince Adam?
Oh, he has been.
recently?
If you guys have been seeing, he has been rocking out battle armor for everybody, including Scareglow.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I
He
think I
has
saw
been.
that.
Oh man, and it looks great too. Definitely check that out.
I think I saw the Spike-Or one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He's got the spikes all the way around it.
Mhm.
Like
That's
he has to
brilliant.
modify the STL file for all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
phenomenal work, Kenzo. Thank you.
Great job,
brother.
Kenzo.
And we have Thanos Copter here with us,
All
hanging
right,
out.
Thanos.
Also has an upcoming birthday this month.
Really?
Ooh, yes.
All
sir.
right.
And we have JMax77. Thank you, brother.
All right,
Look,
J Mac.
I am not a celebrity. I'm just a guy who sits on a YouTube channel. I'm not a celebrity. However, sometimes y'all make me feel that way. And it was amazing to meet you this past year as well. So
Cool.
thank you, J-Mac. I met J-Mac, the whole family, outstanding people. It was great.
Yeah,
I was excited to get a selfie with them, like in the
Yeah, that's cool. I can't wait to meet everybody. It's in our chat.
Mhm.
I can't wait for
It's-
that. Like,
That,
We'll have to go on tour, Skelly.
no, yeah, and then
Guys
also
gotta-
we've got the what was it?
Frenzy
The
Con or
Muppet
whatever.
Van.
Yeah, you get the Studebaker.
Yeah.
Studebaker, do the
Uh,
tour.
what-
Do the Toy Frenzy tour.
Yeah,
We
We
fuck.
call it
Yeah.
Tour Frenzy. Get that
There you
painted
go.
on.
right along.
Fargo FrenzyCon
Fargo
2029.
That's right.
When we'll all finally be able to afford a con. It's good. I dig it. All right, we've got Joe G hanging out
All right,
with us
Joe.
tonight.
All right.
Good to see you, brother. And Dave's saying, I'd be here more often if I could. Best people on the tube.
Oh,
Oh,
thank
And
you.
I got to agree. Everybody here, absolutely outstanding. I love you guys. You're absolutely amazing.
It's a good team.
Yes, it is. And we've got Ronald Embry hanging
Right
out.
on.
And Eric Perryman is here. Good
All right,
to have
Eric.
you, brother.
Cool.
Glad
Yeah.
to see you could join us again. It's been a minute. And Cobweb Collector,
All right,
another
Cobb.
outstanding toy tuber out there.
Oh
Just
yeah.
recently hit over the goal for the monetization. He has
Woo-hoo!
been tearing it up the
Nice.
past few months. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah.
Right
He's,
on Christmas, as a matter of fact.
He's been my go-to for reviewing the new toys, the new releases. So
He's
thank you for
getting
that,
them all.
Cobb. I'm enjoying your videos, man.
They are great.
Yeah.
And last that I have
Rolando.
starred, certainly not least, Rolando Flores here. Thank you, brother, for hanging out with us.
Yeah,
And I'm
good to
sure
see
there
you.
are many, many more. Yep. As a matter of fact, as soon as I jump back into the normal chat here from the starred one, we've got Allison Troy, Retro Toy
All right,
Princess,
Allison.
joining us tonight. Great to have you here. We've got Skyfall hanging out too. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
A lot tonight.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Crowd is
I think
jumping.
did we already say hello to? Did we say hello?
Wait a minute.
Oh,
We've
Toy-
got-
Hey.
Blake Wright, Toy Collector, joining us
All
this evening,
right.
brother. Thank you. Thank you for being here. It is always good to see you, brother. Hope you are
Yeah.
feeling well this evening. If you
Yes.
guys are not already, get a subscription to Toy Collector magazine. And if you're wondering where you can do such, well, go on over to Toy Collector on IG, drop that O in Collector, and find our amazing friend Blake Wright, the man who has
Yeah.
given me some of the most influential advice ever.
Yeah.
If there's something out there that you, if you want something and it's not out there, go make it. Like, those were very powerful words during that interview, and it's stuck with me ever since.
Yeah, Blake, you're an inspiration, man. Thinking about you.
We have Nolan here with us, which makes this an official Toy Tube stream. Thank you, brother. And Onryu is also here. I had to scroll back up quite a way just to make sure.
All right.
I think I got everybody. I think I got them.
If we missed you, apologies. Just chime into the chat and say you missed me. And
that's right.
We'll recognize you.
Hashtag you missed me in the chat. I will find
that's
you.
Right. That's right.
Not a promise. It's just a threat at that point.
Yeah, right.
Rolando is saying his birthday is on January 19th. We have yet another January birthday. Well, as a matter of fact, coming up on this this upcoming Monday, there's going to be a hangout game stream where we're going to play Jackbox games. It's going to be around 7 o'clock Pacific time, so like 10 o'clock. But you can join myself, Kayla, Thanos, Ed. Toy Sorceress is going to be there as well. Basically, most of us that have January birthdays, and we're all going to get together and hang out and do the stream. And you guys can join in on the games, too, as part of the audience. So definitely come hang out with us.
That's awesome.
I got to say, it seems like it. It used to be like for me, like a very, very, it felt like a very lonely birthday month, but now it seems like everybody. Look at that, Ronald Embry. His is on the 22nd this month, too. All right. Nice. You know what? Yeah, we're just, this is not my birthday celebration anymore. This is everybody in the month of January. We're going to start celebrating tonight through the weekend. Everybody. Amazing. Happy birthdays this month.
Yeah, this month's going to be birthday month.
There we go.
The Frenzy.
There we go.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, we got a great crowd hanging out with us tonight.
Absolutely agree. It's an amazing amount of people there. Now, you know, whenever we come into a new year, it's always some new things are brewing. Skelly, you have a new project underway. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I do.
I was going to say, you did the Groucho. So I was like, I was waiting for something.
One of these days, I'm going to show up with just the mustache, and I'll look like just like Groucho.
That'd be great. That'd be.
I did.
Oh man,
I did the mustache thing for a while, and it. Yeah, it's kind of creeped me out.
And I'll just get a wig and a horn, and I'll just be Harpo for you.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, J-Mac's a birthday boy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started building another Snake Mountain. It's, some of you who watch the channel might know, posted the first video of the series of videos that I'll do for this build. I'm gonna try and make the videos a little different from the previous build videos by incorporating a bit more narration and talking about the process and I don't know. I'm flying by the seat of my pants, but I got to make it a little different from the other build videos because otherwise they're just the same. But this Snake Mountain is going to be a bit more detailed. The person who commissioned it is wanting more detail and has actually paid a little bit more for the detail. So it's pretty cool. That was something he requested. So it's going to be my first time building a bone throne, which I'm really excited to do.
Cool. Nice.
Amongst a few other things, I'm going to put a lot more demon faces on the walls and try and do a bit more interior work to get it to look a little bit more like the cartoon on the inside. I'm
not missing anybody's birthday. You drop in the chat. We're shouting it out tonight. Duchess has a birthday this month too.
Hey, sorry, that's awesome.
We got so many people coming out that their birthdays are this month.
It's
mine's
big.
not.
We already passed your birthday. That's old news.
Mine's not either.
Tomorrow, mine's old news tomorrow.
Bobby, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
let's go get a hot chocolate or something.
Yeah,
put it in my new cup.
Aww. But yeah, thanks Oz for bringing that up. It'll be a fun 6 months working on this new one.
Wow, 6 months.
Usually takes about 6 months because I can only
I
really
didn't
work
realize
on
that.
it.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I work on it on the weekends,
Yeah.
and so it's put on my weekend warrior hat and do the thing.
So I'm excited to see it because each one you do, like, although your process is similar, each one has been unique. And I like the idea that, this one, they've asked you for a little bit more detail. So I'm really excited to see what you do with this one.
Yeah, I am too. It's kind of like, not to bring up a sore subject, but I don't plan my Snake Mountains like certain comic book miniseries. I have the ending planned out, but it evolves along the way. You know what I mean? Sorry, Sean, I had to put my finger in the wound there.
The difference between what you do and what a comic book does, at least, is your end result actually will look good and look like what that's supposed to look like. But if a writer decides issue by issue to just write it as it goes, ain't gonna work. That's all there is to it.
It's insanity.
Everybody, you got to go listen to the newest episode of Legends of Grayskull podcast if you want to know more about Sean's feelings on that, for sure.
I'll just say we try to be positive, and I barely could find anything to be positive about yesterday. It was it was actually kind of refreshing because I don't do negative to that extent, but it was kind of fun to be negative for once.
Yeah. Sometimes,
well, like I said, that
it's I mean, it really was. It's just like, this is honestly what it's like. It sucks. Move on.
Yeah, some stuff does suck.
Yes,
I mean,
some stuff sucks. Yeah,
like vacuums,
like that trap jaw mouse figure.
Yeah. Wait, which figure?
The mouse jaw figure.
Yeah.
Gosh, mouse.
You're not a fan of that at all?
No.
Why he's not mouse trap is beyond me.
I asked that actually.
Missed.
I asked because the Dooch and I talked about this one on Legends, and I'm like, they completely missed that. Why did they not do that? And he reminded me that Mousetrap is a copywritten game, therefore they can't mirror that, which is why they went the other way. And I'm like, a reason why they shouldn't have done it to begin with. Then
yes,
it was. It should have just been an easy walk through the door on that name.
There's so many options with these characters. And when you think creatively about combining them, I kind of like what they're doing a little bit because it's like it's not necessarily what we expected or what we would expect from this kind of collaboration. But I just it's not the line is not doing it for me. Sorry, Mattel. Yeah. Usually a fan of what you're doing, but it's just not doing it for me. Well, although that Krang figure, I'm kind of stoked. To see what that looks like in person with the big.
Definitely. That's going to be cool. I mean, there are some really cool looking figures and cool looking parts in this one. Like Thanos is saying that.
Oh yeah, the Ram Man.
I think that's really cool looking. So can an actual mousetrap not be a mousetrap? We'll have to take that one up with Milton Bradley, I guess.
I think Claptrap would have been good.
Oh, that would have been neat. That would have been neat. But overall, though, like I'm not the most excited about. I'm not overall like hugely excited about this line. But there are some cool looking parts with it that make me kind of want to get different ones. And for some people out there, like this is their absolute dream line. And I think it's fantastic that they're actually getting the chance. This is kind of something that years ago people had there were some feelers out there, do the artwork and everything. And so, you know what? I really, really am glad that we're finally getting to see this come to fruition in some way for the people who are excited about it. Because anytime there is more Masters of the Universe out there, there's a chance to attract new fans. It keeps the brand going. And I'm really glad that, some people are getting their dream because it's not my dream. That's for
I don't
sure.
think so. I think it sucks. So let's move on.
You always think that kind of stuff, Bobby. If it's not vintage, it's just not good enough for you. But some of us like new
I'm
things. We're
just
not stuck
kidding.
in the past.
Oh,
Oh dang! Well, what I do want to say though is that I do like the way that mutated He-Man looks, the translucent plastic, and the big crazy big arms. Like to me, I think that's pretty cool. But I also want to just to turn everything a little bit away from the TMNT thing, because I know everybody's got differing opinions. I was really feeling like conflicted about the Filmation figures, but Cobweb's videos showing these new figures really have me kind of feeling the pull. I have to say, I did create a rule for myself though with the Filmation figures. Only to pick one up if I see it in the store. That's my rule. I'm not gonna get crazy and pre-order stuff. I'm just gonna see what I can find, and if I find it, I'll have that moment of excitement and maybe pick it up. Maybe
that's what I'm doing with the new Eternia Trapjaw. I'm waiting to see if I can find it at Target. You know,
you should be able to find that one. That one's not that.
I probably
seems to be pretty easy to get the, Masterverse stuff in. Like that hasn't been too big of a challenge.
Usually,
I
probably won't collect the Filmation stuff, but if they do, like, it looks like they're going to do a collector vehicle, right? So I would probably get that, and if they did a Filmation Castle Grayskull, I would.
Yes,
just to have it, because they've never done that.
Right. I think all of us would definitely jump at a
Filmation. I think
Grayskull. Yeah.
It would have to have a back.
Like it's got
Well, yeah.
It's got to have the full spine.
Yeah, it needs to have the spine.
That's going to be your crowdfund project.
Right.
Yeah, probably. But that I see that as an opportunity to hold it, to turn it into a carrying case, and maybe try a triangular shape instead of just a folding one. Like it could be like those two sides don't have to be too deep, but it could be like like that shape instead. Right. I don't know.
So then it could come with a Filmation faker, and you could just keep dropping them off the edge.
There you go.
Exactly.
That wouldn't be bad. That'd be fun. Yeah. So David was saying he wasn't convinced by the line, but the Beastman with the samurai armor, is pretty cool. And I gotta admit, I really like that samurai armor for the Beastman. I'm hoping like you can remove the helmet and stuff, because I would definitely like to put that on like Jitsu and like, again, there are pieces of this that I really like that I would like to use with other figures, maybe not necessarily the ones that come with. Same thing with like Filmation. Like, I'm not sold on the Filmation line myself. I don't really care for it as much. Just something about the awkwardness of the taller buck and everything kind of puts me off. But I want all the little accessories.
It can't be stuck in the past, man. It can't be just like Origins.
Well, the cool thing about Origins is it's new because it's got more than 5 POA. So, but I mean that I like the accessories that come with it. I really like that because it helps build out the rest of that world.
You're an accessories man.
I am. I like accessories. I like a bunch of stuff that come with the toy.
Well, I mean, I say that because you always say about you like to get just a figure just to get the accessories that come with it. You can care less about the figure sometimes.
Yeah. There's definitely been quite a few where it's like, I'd rather have the accessories with it instead of the actual toy itself.
Accessories are cool. They can be cool. Otherwise, they're just like, for me at least, they just end up in baggies in a box. It's good to hear when some people like are really buy it for the accessories.
It's like my classics. I don't have any of the weapons really. I kept them all in the box because I'm afraid to lose them.
Yeah, you don't want to lose certain ones. Absolutely. So Skyfall brings
Skyfall.
this up. Borderlands, the video game, they have a little robot called Claptrap, and God, man, that awesome. Game was. Claptrap is hilarious in that game. If you guys have never experienced it,
I've only seen images. I've never played it. But,
same here.
Yeah.
That was a game when it was announced, like not too many people had really heard it. It kind of like snuck in under the radar. But me and a couple of my buddies were like, we're really feeling this because it kind of had like this, if you're familiar with the Fallout series, but then it was like you could play it online with your friends kind of thing. And I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. We got like this wasteland and, you could level up your hero and all. So when it was coming around, nobody was pre-ordering it. So we had 2 of our stores were actually doing midnight launches. I did something we're not supposed to. I canceled my pre-order at my store and then went and like right before 9:00 pre-ordered it at another GameStop so I could pick it up. And then we went and played it that night at midnight and like we didn't get off. Like I had work the next day and I totally kind of blew off work just to keep playing this game. And then like all of our friends were like, "Oh, you guys are playing that? How is it? How is it?" And what we ended up doing, like we were telling everybody, like this game is phenomenal. And like next thing we knew, over the next 3 months, everybody was out there trying to find copies of the game, but couldn't because nobody had pre-ordered it. So nobody had enough. Eventually everybody got copies and we were all playing together and that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I chose
That's
Brick the
cool.
Berserker. He was running around punching stuff. Totally.
Berserker.
Funny, I didn't have any accessories really.
Thanos says he got a 1/12 scale drum kit, 2 guitars, and a bass. Oh gosh, that's awesome! I can't wait to see those photos, Thanos.
Right? Got some music shots coming up that are going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like to see Beast Man playing some drums and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good question. Of the villains, what instruments would they play? All right.
I'm totally with Bobby on Beast Man playing the drums because I want to hear him start doing the animal voice.
I would say Spikor plays the bass.
Spikor plays the bass. That's pretty good.
That'd be neat.
Webstore on lead guitar.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
It's got those spidery fingers or anything.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I totally picture Merman being the dude in the back on the keyboards.
Yeah.
Trap Jaw on the accordion. But what he would do, he wouldn't play it like this.
Yeah.
It would just be his arm moving back and forth.
There you go.
And it would just make the noise that way.
Right, the little piece in the middle would be doing it.
He'd be the one-man band.
Yeah, he would be.
Too bad
Totally.
playing a kazoo.
Yeah.
Oh, fighting over it?
Yeah. Nobody wants.
Too bad would be doing they'd have dual keyboards and one version would be on one, and they'd be like fighting each other.
That'd be kind of neat, actually. That'd be pretty cool.
Just on one song, and then they get kicked off the stage because they fought.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to deal with that the entire concert.
Clawful would play the tambourine.
Yeah.
The maracas or the castanets or whatever it is.
There you go.
Everyone knows.
All right, who's
Yeah.
playing the steel drums then?
Jitsu.
Grizzler and Cowboy.
He sees the
Okay.
steel and he keeps on wanting to punch it because he keeps on thinking of Fisto.
Yeah.
There you go. He can play the gong too,
And the gong.
Yeah. The gong.
Just hit it with like some hell bells. That'd be great.
And Triclops would be like the DJ guy.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
for sure.
Yes.
He put reflectors on his visor and keeps spinning.
Shooting out the different beams.
Yes.
Nobody
Evil
said
Man.
Skeletor. Is Skeletor the vocalist or what?
Oh, Skeletor's the lead singer.
Yeah.
He's gotta be. He's gotta be
Him
the front
and,
man of the Snake Band band.
Yeah, they'd be a dual, singers would be him and Evil Lynn. They just
There you
yeah,
go.
for sure.
Right.
Doing
Like
duets.
a
Let's
Fleetwood
get some
Mac kind of thing.
There you go. I was just gonna say
Fleetwood
Fleetwood
Mac.
Mac. Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
more like Lita Ford and Ozzy Osbourne, but that's
Hey,
cool
there you
too.
go. That's good.
Or it could be John Lennon and Yoko Ono kind of situation.
No thanks. No thanks.
You can go your own way,
No,
you bub.
Kiki D and what's his face, the other guy, the piano player guy. I can't remember. Elton John. Kiki D.
There
Elton
you
John.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Don't go breaking my heart. I'll do it if I try. Ha you bitch.
Evil
This
Lynn
is
would
the-
just be
I
rolling
did
her
not-
eyes and barely putting emotion into it. She's more like reciting the lines, and Skeletor
Yeah.
getting more annoyed with her by the line.
Yeah.
Put some feeling into it.
I did not expect this to be the biggest band ever
This
created.
could be a whole episode. Just
They'd be the
you know,
Electric Havoc.
all the instruments.
Hell,
Yeah.
kids could do
Hey,
it. They
yeah.
could do a cartoon version of He-Man and stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm down for it.
Masters of the Universe, Evil Warriors, Avatars.
Yeah.
Snake Mountain Band.
The Little Snake Mountain Band.
I want the album is what I want.
Right?
That's what I
Like
wanna-
I'm ready
I wanna-
for those now.
I want to hear those songs, and I want them to be originals, not covers.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
They've got to be originals.
We got to throw in
Yeah.
one cover somewhere.
One cover, yeah. "God of Thunder" by Kiss is the cover.
No.
It's the one song where
I could see Trapjaw singing that one.
it's the one song where Trapjaw jumps into on vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's right, Terrence. The Masters of Rock
Masters
tour.
of Rock.
There you go.
Kind of like
Yeah.
that.
I like that too.
Every time Trapjaw tries to steal the microphone, there's a ton of feedback because of all the metal that he's putting in front of it.
That's right.
That's why they put him on accordion way off to the left. He can't even stand in front of the amplifiers.
There you go.
Stinkor would be
Stinkor
the
and
smoke machine.
Yeah,
It's
he'll,
perfect.
Stinkor.
he'll take over the concert and start playing the chicken dance.
Join us next week at the House of Chakotay.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God! Yes, that's
Shake
fantastic.
your,
Oh,
shake your booty.
that needs to be a venue.
House
I don't
of
know why
Chakotay
that's not
for
a venue.
2024.
Everybody is in full agreement about Triclops being the laser light show. Definitely the
Oh,
DJ.
okay.
Sitting on the mixer. It's gonna
He'd
happen.
have his the flying spy robots. Those
Right.
would like do the laser.
Oh yeah.
show.
Yep. For
Yeah.
sure.
Since
Trapjaw
Rock
comes up as a bow.
loves Frampton Bell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And-
I don't know.
Yeah, J Mac is right. Did you post this already, Oz? King Gizzard. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard has a Motu Villain Band T-shirt. It's true.
Wow, no, I did not see that one.
I would
Yeah.
love to hear that version of Imagine, actually. Imagine there's no He-Man. I've tried.
That's perfect.
I think it's got to happen. It's got to happen.
Nice.
Well, all right. So,
Back to reality.
what are you guys excited about? Now, this is tricky, right? Because it can be anything about what's coming in the new year, about what you got for Christmas, or what recently showed up in the mail. Hint, hint, Sean. But or just or nothing, Bobby. Yeah, let's hear what you guys are excited about.
I'm excited to get rid of this fucking cough I've had for.
Yeah,
That's a
that
good thing to
sucks.
get excited about. I'm excited for it.
That COVID went through me pretty tough, man. I'm still coughing.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Dude, it was
It's-
not
it's
easy.
rough,
Like I
man.
said, having COVID itself wasn't that bad for me, but the recovery time afterwards just never
Yeah.
seemed to end. It took forever.
Yeah.
It was actually
Me too.
this day 2 years ago when I got it. It was on my birthday. I woke up, went to go make coffee, and I couldn't smell the coffee. I was like, oh no. And then I drank the coffee and I couldn't taste it. And I was like, I got freaking COVID. So
That's brutal.
canceled all plans for the day, immediately told my aunt and uncle, I'm just going to go ahead and start, put myself in the room. I'm going to be isolated. And then was able to get a test 2 days later at the doctor's where they just kind of confirmed what I already knew. But it was funny. Like I said, at the time I was like, I felt fine. I just couldn't taste anything.
Really?
I didn't have any issues. And then after that all started easing up, then it was now I had this intense drainage going down the back of my throat, and I was just coughing nonstop. It was terrible.
I
Yeah,
felt like
that's
complete horseshit during it. It was the worst time I've ever felt. But I am
certainly
excited
glad-
about the Hellboy movie coming out this year. I believe it's coming out this year.
Wait, what?
The Hellboy movie.
There's another Hellboy movie coming out?
Yeah, it's based off the mini series of the Crooked Man, which is a fantastic story within the Hellboy universe. It's one of my favorites of the Hellboy stories.
Who's directing this one?
I don't know. I didn't really look into all that. I just know it's coming out this year. So.
Yeah.
And who's is
it's filmed? I think it's already filmed and stuff. They already
is it
filmed.
Piggybacking off of the David Harbour?
No, it's like a brand new start again.
Oh,
but but they're actually taking a whole story from the Hellboy series and using that. I think it was like a 3-issue series. And then
that's great.
And if it's anything like that comic, it's just gonna blow your mind if they do it right. Because
I'm glad.
Yeah.
That what happened to that last movie was just not. It was not cool.
Yeah.
Especially how awesome the Guillermo del Toro Hellboy movies were.
Well, the Del Toro movies, they don't really follow Hellboy a lot.
Yeah.
As in real stories. They changed it. I mean, he's not in love with Liz in any of the comics.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different things in there, but it was still really cool. I liked them a lot
because
they were different. They were like you guys say, you like certain things with Masters and how they changed. Like you like Revelations different, or you like the multiverse stuff. The Hellboy movies were like that. They had elements like Rasputin and all that, but it's done differently.
Yeah.
Some of the characters were different and things like that. But David Harbour one, they took a lot of storylines from a lot of the comics and threw them all into this movie. So when I seen characters and I seen certain things, it's like, okay, I remember this from this comic. I remember that from that comic. And stuff like that, But if you don't know the comics, then you're kind of lost. But
yeah, it seemed like they were really trying to, with a lot of the early comic book movies, like that mistake they made where they tried to squash just too many storylines into one movie. Which I get, because sometimes there's like a lot of these little short runs throughout the comics, and it's not quite enough to make a full movie out of that one short run. So you try to pile in a couple more, but then you're just doing the greatest hits kind of thing, and nothing really gets to stick. So the David Harbour one, it was like, okay, well, now you guys are really capturing the storylines, but you're not giving enough spotlight to any one of them.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't mind David Harbour so much.
No, he was all right. He wasn't too bad. I didn't like the long hair so much because it's not like that, but it's
right. He normally keeps it up in his little knot in the back, where with this they had it more down and flowing. But I mean, I'm excited for more Hellboy though.
Yeah,
I think he just had a hard.
Always exciting for me.
It felt like he had a harder, the makeup. The makeup was getting in the way of him acting.
Yeah.
He was having a hard time moving his face. I just had a hard time believing it. Whereas Ron Perlman in the makeup,
well, he's used to wearing a lot.
He's used to it, and I felt like he just owned it.
But Ron Perlman, that's the one thing with Ron Perlman, is he acts exactly like Hellboy does in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had that character nailed to a T.
Yeah,
and when I read it, before the movies came out, I would read them, and I had kind of that voice in my head of that deeper, harder voice. And then when he came out with the movie, I'm like, oh my God, that's Hellboy. I was like, geez, but yeah.
The Harbour hair looked like New Adventure Skeletor. The hair one, totally.
It's kind of accurate, really, because it was just messy.
Yeah. But I didn't mind him so much, but some of the effects in that movie weren't that great either. So
I'm glad they're taking a new approach.
Yes,
it's a new cast and new crew, and
I know Mignola's been a part of this new one too. So he's done.
That's awesome. That's all. That's all you need to say.
That helps.
That's
So I'm excited for that. Anything Hellboy that keeps coming out, I'm excited about. I've been a fan forever, and I have everything so far up to this date of every single comic that's come out. So
I'm telling you, eventually we're gonna do the frenzy about Hellboy. We got to do that.
So I'd be down.
Yeah.
Anybody else? What are you excited about?
I'm freaking insanely excited. One of my new toys for Christmas was UV flashlight, rechargeable no less. So don't have to worry about that. But I get to supercharge all my glow in the dark stuff so that it pops up better. Even in
nice.
like the
that's genius.
Yeah.
Retail exclusive Headless Horseman that I finally got to open last weekend, and like I really gotta say, like they took a toy that I already thought was like insanely impressive and just found a way to make it even better, which just doesn't really happen too much. So like, the fact that they were able to do that, I've been excited to get that guy out and play with him. He's been sitting around my desk for most of the week playing with that. Same thing with the Jacob Marley. And you know what else is really cool about the UV light? His little translucent feet here. Like, it actually really makes that pop too, right?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, just that little bit of translucency at the bottom. That's pretty
so
cool.
Now you don't have to worry about dropping that faded glow-in-the-dark dildo and it goes under your bed. You can't find it.
Oh, no, I'm going to stick it right to the wall behind me.
now you can supercharge it.
Yeah, man. Hey, look at my booty hole glow.
Oh.
Next episode.
I have to be honest.
Yeah,
it's all good, brother. I don't mind.
That's Toy Frenzy after hours.
That's right.
That's right.
Folks.
Hellboy makes me think of Ron Perlman, which makes me think of the American Gods audiobook, which makes me think, when will the next Sandman season drop? Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
it's all good. I'm sure that's coming.
Well, I know. Well, they had the strikes and all that too, so that slowed up everything. The writer strikes.
True.
So
definitely
that Sandman was really, really good. But I'm assuming it'd probably be not until another year. I would assume, at least for that one.
So, City of Lost Children's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Well, again, recognizing Ron Perlman from one of his earlier things.
Did you hear Siri?
Yeah,
Siri
she loves you.
She loves me. Siri, do you love me?
I think you're pretty great.
Way to boost the confidence there.
There you go.
All right, so
that's fantastic. I loved it. I wish you're a poop head or something. That would have been
that's what mine would say. I don't like Siri because I'm not an Apple guy, so she would definitely say, "Yeah, you shit." All right. So we were asking all of ourselves what we're excited about here. Real quick, I want to try to fly through this about hopefully as quickly as I can normally do with the chat here. Terrence St. John has been laying out the list. We've got Marvel Legends in 24, Angel and Nightcrawler, Mythic Legions. He needs that Valiant Knight. Motu, he's hoping to get more of the vintage guys in Origins.
Yeah. Yes.
Mondo Tila, Orko, and Evelyn. DC Legends, he still needs Wonder Woman. He wants the Steel and Animal Man. Hey, we got NECA hoping to get more Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not feeling likely. And also from Motu, he's hoping we get more of the Horde.
Yeah.
And then from Ramen Toys, he wants Flipper Frank and the 3030 as well as the Marshall, which for anybody who knows, that's the Brave Star figures he's coming out with. So that's the Marshall and 30. And finally, it's just saying, AWOC, I hope we get more varieties of animal types. So most of that is coming on its way this year. And as far as Angel, it definitely went out today. So you can definitely get your pre-order in on Angel. Then David says he's excited about spending less money on toys than last year and getting more creative with the brand potential.
Hey, very cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's the one thing about NECA is they get you excited. You would start collecting, and then they stop those lines. They don't finish anything because
unless it's Gremlins.
Yeah,
which
but
is
I'm so
going
burnt
on and
out
on.
with NECA. They burned me all the time because I was getting into the Godzillas. I was buying all those, and then they stopped them right when they started making the vintage versions of them. Like from the '60s. And I was like upset with that. Planet of the Apes they canceled, and it's just I have a hard time collecting them anymore because they always fart on it and they just stop. So
Yeah, it's unless it's Gremlins, and it will go forever.
Well, that and the
ever.
Turtles, they always sell a bunch of those.
Oh yeah, and Turtles too.
Yeah.
I'm
The
glad.
Turtles, they've got that sweet spot because they're doing like the cartoon and the comic versions.
Yeah.
So like any little obscure character from the cartoon they can throw in there. Anybody from the Archie comics they can throw in there, which seems to be really working well for them.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it's popular
really...
too. That's why they make more. But the other lines that are a little bit that are cool, but no one gets them. So I don't know.
I don't really see an end to the Universal Monsters line either.
Well, those are popular too.
Yeah.
So
and they
I don't know.
Those always
releasing the Turtles ones too. Like they just announced the Raphael Wolfman.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
but still, good. The creature from Black Lagoon with the Leo that just started hitting out, man. That one's a really good.
Pretty
one,
beautiful.
I totally remember that.
Yeah. I'm hesitant to pre-order anything these days. I just want to see what it looks like in the store and on the shelf, and then maybe.
Right.
Yeah, and the Frazetta Dark Wolf figure needs a follow-up of some sort for sure.
Yeah, Tigra. Yeah, they teased her already.
She's next.
That's awesome.
Ace is mentioning that she wants one of the Chester Cheetah figures from
Jada.
Cool. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You got to get those Jada figures, man. They were like my top surprise brand over last year because they put out a lot of those Street Fighter things. Like they've been doing the cereal monsters. And they've had the Chester Cheetah for a while. And Jada Toys is known for doing the cars, like those little model cars and stuff. So then they were like, oh yeah, we're just going to come out with all these Street Fighter figures. And they are some of the most well-built, well-engineered, and insanely ridiculous articulation. And it's actually a really nice price too. Like it's not going to break your bank if you go grab one of these guys. No more than any other Masterverse figure would. So shout out to Jada Toys for being a really cool, big into the figure line.
Yeah.
Yeah, those cereal monster figures are fantastic.
I love them.
Yeah.
I do. I love them.
I looked up some lighting. Somebody had mentioned I should do a glow-in-the-dark shelf since I love glow-in-the-dark stuff on for display. And I went ahead and I found a 2-pack of strip of UV black lights, kind of like the ones that we used to get for our posters and stuff back in the day. And I found one that actually works. It's like a strip of almost LED UV lights that you can kind of mount right underneath the shelves here. Like I used to have the other light strip. So yes, I will be doing a glow in the dark shelf where I will have strapped up to it. And Boo Berry will be a part of that. And he's going to be on there.
Show that off.
Oh, I will. And he's going to be getting, busted by the Ghostbusters.
Nice.
There's another thing I got excited for. Out of nowhere, they just announced the new Ghostbusters line for the new movie coming up, Frozen Empire. And those are starting to look really cool and show up. So
there's a Slimer. There's going to be a Slimer, apparently.
There's a Slimer companion ghost with one of the 4 Ghostbusters that are coming out. There is a Slimer that's going to come with the new Ecto one. And then there's a larger Slimer complete with butt cheeks that'll be released. That's a larger size. That's supposed to be more life size.
That's so funny. Got to get it for the butt cheeks.
I'll see if I can bring it up real quick. Somebody was showing it off earlier.
While you're doing that, Adam, what are you excited about?
Obviously, the headline is the Classics Grayskull. For sure, can't be overestimated how awesome that is. I've also been working on over the break, Christmas break. I've been working on this kit from Barbarossa, so the laser light Skeletor. I finally got it all painted up, so now I've just got to figure out the wiring.
That looks great.
And then once I get the wiring, then I can put the whole thing together.
Nice.
I can't wait.
It's looking good.
Yeah, it is. It's looking real good.
Yeah.
You got that painted up chart. Were you using? Did you use a guide for that, or just kind of go by feel?
I looked. If you look at Toy Polloy's videos, he made one as well, and he did a whole how-to video. So I kind of copied him, except for I did like a black undercoat for like the copper finish, just because that helped it to stick better, for at least for the paints I have, and it looks kind of nice.
Yeah,
it looks really, really good.
That does.
Yeah. And the other little thing I've been working on is I found this at a toy shop. It's this Imperial horse, which I've
nice.
slightly touched up to make into Tila's charger. So excited about that.
Good.
I love it.
That's
great.
Great.
Go to Tila, go.
I love it. That's awesome. So that's an Imperial horse.
Yeah, it's like icons or legends of the Wild West Imperial horse.
Very cool.
They're not too expensive. Mine was $10, so you can find it.
Nice.
Yeah.
The slightly burnt Stay Puft. Are you talking about like the little mini ones that came in the slime, or
no? Well, I guess some of them were burnt, huh?
Yeah, some of those were burnt because it was like a blind bag thing, so you didn't know which one.
Yeah.
I actually still have. Dawn and I picked up 2 of those while we were at Maryland Toy Expo that we were going to open up together, and we haven't yet. So at some point we will get around to that. That's why all of my Ghostbuster stuff is still boxed, because we're going to do a video together.
I gotta do a little commentary on the Ghostbusters movie.
Okay.
Ghostbusters, the new one. What was it? Ghostbusters
Frozen Empire?
Afterlife.
Oh, that
one. I finally got around to seeing it, and it was awesome.
Really was.
Yeah, except for the little Stay Puffs. I was like, God, it was like pulling teeth.
Was that too much for you?
It was hard to watch because I love Stay Puft, but that just felt like a cartoon moment. It just was not necessary. Kind of like King Kong ice skating in Peter Jackson's King Kong, like sliding around on the ice. Like that was like pulling teeth for me too. If it goes too cartoony in a movie where things are supposed to be somewhat believable, I just have a hard time with it. That's just me. But the movie though was like, in total, was fantastic, and the fact that they brought in one of the toy ghosts, the cycloptic ghost, as one of the background ghosts was just like really cool. It was good. Anyways, had to say that.
Yeah,
okay, that's the Slimer. That's the Slimer.
Yeah, it's the new Slimer. And look at them cheeks.
And the pimple on it. But
look at them cheeks.
It's almost. I don't know how necessary this is going to be.
I don't know what side show it, but here you go.
Yeah, there's that other. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
And maybe it's in this one. They might show on like one of the back of the packaging, like these guys here, the ghosts, their companion ghosts, are actually like, yeah, here it is. So like they're like kind of like slimy and stretchy, so you can put them over the figures.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So I'm definitely keep your eyes out, folks, because these guys are actually relatively reasonably priced too. They're only like $10 a figure.
Oh wow.
A Slimer might be difficult to resist, to be honest with you.
Fright features are coming back for Kenner Classics, so that's really neat. And you're gonna have that new mystery box thing coming in with the containment. Yeah, I think that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool. And where was the one with the Ecto? Here we go. I think they've got a good picture of the Ecto one here. This is your Ecto one. It's basically the same one that came with the last one. They got this drone trap now that can go on the top here, as well as the little cannon for the side, and it comes with a companion Slimer. And he's got that same stretchy thing.
Forget all that. Take me back to the sweater. I got to see that Stay Puft sweater on that old guy. There we go. Look at that. That's something that I want right there.
So, creature creator and actor Billy Bryan, or at Bill Stay Puft, who not only designed and fabricated the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, but played Rotund's sailor in the original 1984 Ghostbusters movie.
Nice.
And he's offering personalized cameo greetings. And this is a retooled version of the Stay Puft. So
that's cool. I just want that sweater. I just want that
right?
Sweater desperately.
Yeah, if you guys aren't already following it, Ghostbuster News is really, really fun IG account, and they stay on, like, as you can just see, they stay on top of anything that's coming out Ghostbusters related.
Nice.
So definitely check these guys out.
Will do.
And they got the little Extraplasm podcast. We got some Phantasm toys. Tony Taylor and Beducci Studios coming out with the giant head. It's Vigo.
Oh, yeah.
It's Ray Vigo.
That's right.
That's what he looked like when he was possessed. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
Viggy,
cool.
Viggy.
Viggy, you've been a bad monkey.
So they even showed off earlier, like right as fall was coming in. There's a place where you can actually go and get this shirt. And if you notice, it's two of my favorite colors. I was trying to see if they had it in big,
two of
big
mine
sizes.
too. I used to have
they didn't have
flannel
it,
like
but...
that.
Really? Oh man,
Yeah.
It's great colors.
It's not. It's similar. It was the same colors, but I think that my squares are a little bit smaller.
Yeah,
that's something with you. We're paying for this stuff.
We're
gonna about the Bug Eyes thing. I'll be in my office.
Such a quotable movie.
It is a quotable movie. It's very quotable.
We got to just redo our wardrobes, Ghostbusters style.
The 8-year-old in me is absolutely on board with that. Believe me.
Yeah. I'm totally all for it. I'll
the 47-year-old in me is all for it. Yeah.
The 45-year-old in me is still
like now the style just makes even more sense actually.
I'm gonna go follow it right now.
When I was about 100 pounds lighter and I had hair and I was a lot younger, a lot of people way back in the day, like high school era, they would come up to me and go, "You look like that guy from Clueless." And I'd be like, "Who are you talking about? I never saw Clueless, never wanted to see Clueless."
Sure.
And finally, like a few years, like I think it was either in art school or after I got out of art school, I ended up seeing it finally. And I realized they kept talking about Paul Rudd. And I was like, I'll take that as a compliment. That's kind of cool. You know, Paul Rudd, and he's become that guy where everybody seems to like him. And so then with this movie and him being in the outfit, I showed my kids that and I go, "Remember how people said I looked like him back in the day? This is the closest I'm ever going to get to being a Ghostbuster. I'm taking it." It made me so happy because in the last movie, I really wanted to see him be the Ghostbuster. And instead, he was just Louis Tully again, basically.
Yeah.
It was good to see him evolve as a character in this.
You will see him suit up.
Yeah.
I want to see Louis Tully. Just saying that. I want to see Rick Moranis show up in this next movie.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be really good. That would warm my heart. You know, even if it's just the same type of thing that we had with Annie Potts showing up for just like a brief scene, like that, I'd be happy with that.
They'll be walking through like a cafe or something, and someone's asked, "You want some coffee?" He's like, "Yes, have some." That'll be all he's going to say in the whole
That's it.
The thing is, they introduced in the end of Afterlife that Winston is basically like their Nick Fury because he's running like the Ghost Corporation or whatever it is that they have set up now because he and Janine are talking in the end. And how cool would it have been for Louis just to walk in right there and go, "Who does your taxes?" or something, and do that whole bit.
Totally.
And him be their accountant still or whatever from Ghostbusters 2. So there's a lot of forms you got to fill out.
Real quick, I saw that Mike Fee joined us here, and for folks, you should know, people who watch the show. Mike Fee's been a great contributor to the chat. He's always showing up for us. He does have a GoFundMe happening right now that will really help him in his current situation with his health. So if Oz, I don't know if you have the link ready. We might want to post it
up. Yep.
I think that's something that we should really promote
This
here.
does need to get out there for folks. We need as many people as they can to on board. Whatever you can, guys, please try to donate to Mike's GoFundMe right now. I got the link dropped down in the chat. If you can, copy and paste it out of the chat. Go visit. Anything you can do, please, by all means, make a donation. You know, a lot of people do these good birthday fundraisers. Well, I'm telling you what, tonight my birthday fundraiser is going to be to help Mike out. Please go visit his GoFundMe. Anything that you can manage to help donate, please, please, please. Definitely go do so. Whatever it can be, every little bit will help Mike.
Yeah. So yeah, Mike, I'm glad you popped in tonight, and I'm hoping you'll get a few more contributions tonight.
Absolutely.
Now on go ahead, Oz.
I'm trying to find it, Skelly. So apparently I missed it when it happened, but while I was on Ghostbusters News, they had a post a little bit further back. So apparently that sweater is for sale, and they said that they had the link in their bio, or rather on ghostbustersnews.com. So I'm hunting through all of their links right now. Forgive me if I seem like I'm ignoring the chat. I'm trying to find Skelly the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man sweater.
That's the least of our concerns.
Clear to everybody. I'm looking for
That's very, very,
I'm
very
looking
kind
for
of
it,
you. I'm gonna forfeit what am I excited for, because that's, for me, it changes. But that Bobby, I hate to say it, man, but that Masterverse Trapjaw, New Eternia Trapjaw is a friggin' amazing figure.
Oh, I'm probably gonna pick it up.
I hope you find it out there. I'm really excited. Just that
there's no probably. We're gonna get that thing for Bobby. He's gonna have it in his collection.
No, I don't need any of that. I'll get my own stuff.
No, we're gonna find it for you. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna find it for you.
We'll see what we can do. I am excited about as Adam said, that the potential of getting the collector with the Filmation line. I'm excited to see those in person. If seeing them in person convinces me that they're cool, I might pick up a couple of the villains. But I'm just excited to see what 2024 brings.
It's still very early.
It's very early, but there's, people are going to start, in the spring, I think people are going to start receiving their Eternia playsets. I mean, there's going to be that Mattel Creations. I'm sure there's going to be a variety of Mattel Creations announcements coming up soon, and
they got that crowdfund project, right?
The crowdfund project, which supposedly should come. I'm not hugely excited about that one, but yeah, the fan vote one. But it's just going to be a neat. I just hope that it's a pleasant year. That's really what I'm kind of hoping for. Just
Me too.
Pleasant year. Feel like it's been kind of a roller coaster, in a multitude of ways. I'm just looking forward to a pleasant year of cool toy reveals, and I'm
half of your year is already taken up by building that Snake Mountain.
I love that. A project like that takes up that amount of time it's nice to go out there and spend time with it. But you know what I'm really excited about is something that I think Sean is also excited about.
Clean underwear.
I got some of those for Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Christmas time. Well, before I get to the thing that Skelly's talking about, you guys were talking NECA, and I wanted to give my daughter a shout out because this was awesome yet hysterical at the same time. So she got me this for Christmas.
Oh yeah,
nice.
The NECA.
It's awesome.
And this is the London Dracula. This isn't the Transylvanian version.
Fantastic, yes.
So that's his opera outfit instead with the top hat and which, as far as I know, like our Target only had this version, and she knew I was looking at it the one day, and I get this text message while she's out with a friend, and they went to Target for a little shopping, and she goes, "You didn't buy that Dracula figure that you wanted, did you?" And I go, "No." She's like, "Good." And I go, "You're not supposed to tell me this. It's Christmas." She goes, "I didn't buy it for Christmas." Okay, what happens Christmas morning under the tree?
Yeah.
Which actually is funny because it's Dracula of all people. But yeah, like that has me excited. I haven't had a chance to open them. Another one that NEC is doing that I'm actually really excited over is Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I really want to get my hands on that one. As of right now, he's just having a Coke, which I'm not supposed to be having. My daughter will kill me. But tonight, Daddy just decided I need a little extra caffeine, and I didn't want coffee because I already had coffee earlier today.
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
Yeah.
What about the London After Midnight figure?
Yeah, and him too.
Right?
Yeah.
I want that
I'm
trifecta.
excited to see that. Yeah.
But
Nosferatu is going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
But then the thing that I know Skelly is talking about, and I'll get into what I'm excited for this year. But at the end of last year, I had a little buddy show up.
Ooh.
Look at
that
that.
guy. That's almost worth the price right there.
Man, that's
He is articulated. He's not 100% articulated, but his arms actually go out some. His legs actually go out. The tail is just moves side to side. The legs move. The ankle joint moves, and the wrist joint moves. The mouth moves.
Yeah,
but you can't just have him without having the big bad himself.
That's right.
Oh,
that is just
It's a gorgeous
beautiful figure.
He showed up Friday, last Friday, so almost a week ago. We did a top 5 list on Off-Road the other day, and I didn't put him on it because I only just got him a few hours before making the top 5 list for me, and I needed to have a little more time with him and stuff before I could go, oh, he's a top this or top that or whatever.
Right.
But detail wise, this guy's nuts. I have not done any of the other variants. I've just kept it with the cape and the cloth goods hood, which I know a certain someone will be getting one, and I'm going to warn you, the cloth goods cape is freaking nuts to try to get sorted, which is why I'm not doing any variants with this one. I do have another, just the regular standard edition on the way, that then I will put the battle armor on and the terror claws on and have them displayed both ways then. But
nice.
Yeah, I mean, I love that they even went there where he's got cool. The gold for the bat wings on here, like the Alpha mini comics and things. Lots of versatility with even the head. There's like 3 other heads to go with the deluxe one.
Yeah, you have the Alcala head there?
No, this is just the standard one that comes on them.
Right,
the Alcala one has red eyes in it.
Yeah,
and the eye holes are much bigger. And I'm debating probably using that one with the Terror Claws one I want to do later on.
Yeah, that's what I really want to. If you don't mind showing the Alcala head, if you have it next to you.
I got it in the box, and I got to open up the box again. Unfortunately,
don't do that. But what do you think about it?
In general, or the Alcala head?
The Alcala head.
The Alcala head I like. And then here's his Havoc stuff, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's.
And this thing, really quick, since I'm talking about it, this thing is heavy. Like I did not expect it to be heavy. So, and the other thing about it that kind of blew my mind, I thought this was going to be long enough that it would actually touch the bottom of my shelf if he's holding it, like wherever, like around here or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't go as long as that, so I keep having to put the ball of this on his foot so it looks weird. Because the other problem is with this being so top heavy, because this is solid plastic, like solid hard plastic. Every time I move him, his wrist just goes all over the place because the wrist is not ready for that kind of weight to be on it. That's probably the only complaint that I really have about the figure. Otherwise, the amount of stuff that you get, the dragon blaster armor, the dragon himself, you got the chain that comes with the dragon. You got the green mist that comes out of the dragon's mouth as an accessory, the terror claws, the battle armor. He comes with the axe with the crystal on the top, like in the Filmation show, except the Mondo version of how that would look. And he also comes with the power sword, the purple version and stuff. So
yeah,
it's like he almost feels more decked out than they made He-Man decked out with his deluxe version, in my opinion. Especially, I mean, this cape on Skeletor, it makes him like the spotlight on the shelf at this point.
Yeah.
Like I thought Battle Cat would be that guy, and Skeletor's like, hey, watch me do my thing. Like, it's nuts.
It's like Frank Langella possessed your Skeletor, and now he just outshines everything else. Oh, I'm sorry. We all know he was the best part of the movie. But.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, that was a nice surprise, and the detail and all that stuff. The one thing that I did notice too is, so Mondo, up until him, was doing magnetic box lids, and you can magnetically just open it up. You'd see there would be like I wouldn't say it was like a I can't even think of like the tissue paper that you'd get or whatever. It was like a different kind of a film kind of thing they would do, and now it's like there is Velcro instead, and the tissue paper's gone, and there's other things about it. So it's like it's almost like this is the first figure maybe under Funko that I think they're scaling back on some of the stuff to make it feel a little more of like a collector piece and more standard in a sense. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just if you've collected Mondo, and I've only just started collecting last year, so I'm not going to say I know everything because I wasn't there at the beginning of the line. But the figures I've gotten had that feeling of the magnetic box and all that stuff, kind of made it feel special. When I got this one, it was more here's just plastic wrapping and here's cardboard in the box. Instead, they would do these tabs that were hard plastic tabs on all around each of the corner of the box so that it would keep it nice and shipping. That's now a hard cardboard piece now and stuff like that. So it's little things that they're starting to cut away on and pull back on. And I'm not saying it ruins it, but I am like, I'm noticing this. What are you guys doing over there?
Yeah.
So there's that. But overall, I'm really happy I got that one. Been waiting for him in particular since I've had He-Man for like a year now, so that was really cool. And then let's see, going into the next year, the Nosferatu figure would be cool. I would love that one. And then I keep forgetting because there's a lot going on, but the Armies of Ashmore will be coming out.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's one that I'm really pumped over because I saw them at Legion's Con. I got to mess around with them. I got to check out the articulation. And those guys are heavy. So reinforce your shelves. I'm not kidding. And then I know J-Mac in the chat actually mentioned, here we go. Yeah.
I had to bring it up.
And that one, I don't know if that's coming out this year though.
I think that's supposed to be part of the next one.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's a 2025 release maybe, but whenever that hits, I'm going to be over the moon over that because I did not expect anything like that to ever happen to me. So, that one will be like I'm going to find a way to put like a light on him Anytime my wife's
Yes.
mad, I go, I have a tribute figure, honey.
You
I
gotta
did
have
something
it.
good.
You gotta have a motion sensor so the light
Yeah.
comes on and you get the sound.
Exactly. And the choir of angels singing, and I need to get the disc to have him moving around in a circle like Osgod, and like
totally.
takes pictures with and stuff, because I still haven't done that yet, and he would be the one I should do it for. So
got the turntable, folks.
The turntable, yeah, and then yeah, beyond that, I mean, I don't know. Like, I know they I don't know how much I want to get further into Mondo right now, because it is a lot to keep putting out for these figures, and my afterpays after the holidays on top of that with my family. I was just like, I gotta do something to just not have this always dragging with me. Tila looks beautiful, but I don't know. And the only one that they released or they hinted at that I was like, was they're doing deluxe Scareglow.
Yeah.
And there's like at least 4 or 5 heads for him.
Oh,
and all this other stuff. And I was like, I almost would be tempted with him, because he's become one of those characters that I really love in Masters. And it's like, to have him, have Skeletor, have Trapjaw, have Beastman, I'm kind of good then. Like, those are kind of some of the ones that I love the most out of the villains. So if I do him, I think I'd probably be good, unless they do Fisto or a Ram Man or maybe a Buzz Off or something. And something out of left field.
Spikor's on the box for
Spikor's
the deluxe
on the
Skeletor.
Skeletor box. That is true.
And
yes.
I think he would really work quite well in the Mondo scale with those kind of details.
Definitely.
Yeah, he would. The one that actually makes me nervous is on the Battle Cat box. They have the Skelecons on there. He's riding onto the Skelecons. And ever since Classics, I've loved those designs of those figures and loved the character. I just love the idea that instead of the robot knights in Filmation, he'd have these literal like skeleton warrior guys that would be with him to fight. So if they came out with that, I'd be like, oh man. Like, I don't know. I'll have to see. But
well, going back to Nosferatu, someone in the chat, I think it was Eric, said that there's another Nosferatu movie coming out. And that's going to be directed by Robert Eggers, who did The Lighthouse, which I thought was an amazing movie. Also The Witch, which was really good too.
And the Northman,
and the Northman. So I think that there's going to be NECA will probably put out a Nosferatu figure for that, is my prediction, because I can imagine that he's going to be stylistically, he's going to honor the original Nosferatu, but also be really.
So they haven't shown any images of him yet, right?
No images
yet. They haven't
yet.
shown Count Orlok yet in anything. They had like a glimpse of like his shoulder in one promo image they did, but they've been saving him back.
Okay, I kind of figured,
But yeah, Willem Dafoe is in it, and I think he's supposed to be like a vampire hunter.
He is, he's supposed to be a vampire hunter.
That's funny to me.
Yeah,
I want to bring up here, since we've gone over to Willem Dafoe, we were talking about him recently in a movie called Streets of Fire.
Yep.
Yes.
And one of my Christmas presents this year, by the way.
Yeah, awesome.
I just watched that movie for the first time last year.
For real?
Yeah,
man. Just classic. And now I've got it. So I got really excited to open up a gift. Streets of Fire on here.
That's fantastic.
Oh, man. So good. So good. And it's not a musical for folks who don't know. It's more like a rock opera, almost like Tommy. Soundtrack alone is a reason to watch this movie. It's just phenomenal.
True. Yeah. In the last couple of years, I ended up by accident finding this song "Tonight Is What It Means to Be Young," and I'll get like a kick of like I want to play that on repeat for a whole afternoon and just like rock along with it for a bit. And then I had no idea I Can Dream About You's from that movie too.
Yeah.
Dan Hartman, Dan Hartman, I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I knew that song as a kid, and I was like, no freaking way, it's from this movie? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, that's great. And again, we need Willem Dafoe action figures from every single movie that he's been in. NECA, you're the people to make it.
Honestly, if they did one of him as Count Orlok from, or actually, no, sorry, Max Shrek.
Yes.
Yeah,
From
Max
Shadow
Shrek
of the Vampire,
Shadow
the
of the
one that
Vampire.
he did originally, where he played the Nosferatu character. I just watched that again this past Halloween, and I forgot how good that movie even is.
It is.
Oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to look. I mean, another thing they haven't revealed a full image of is Peter Dinklage as the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
They've only shown him backlit. And the other day, I went on a deep dive on the internet to try and find like a leaked image because I can't even find it's only premiered at a festival and there's no release date set for it if it'll ever get released, but it's legendary. It's produced by Legendary, so it's got to come out somehow.
Right.
But there's no images available. There's no, and I'm chomping at the bit for the new Toxic Avenger movie. I am. I'm real excited about it.
Do you think it will capture the magic as well, being more of a major release than that smaller release that we've gotten from Troma? What do you think?
Well, so I'm geeking out with this. I watched a couple of interviews with the director and I've watched a few reviews from that particular festival that it showed at, and people are happy with the movie. And the director was working. He said one of the parameters when Legendary signed him to direct it, he said he's got to be in a mask. He's got to be like, in that suit. And it has to be rated R.
Yeah.
So he was
It has to be rated R.
Has to be rated R. There has to be prosthetics. And then he also mentioned that he and the cinematographer or the director of photography have like worked on creating, the type of shots that would be in a movie where people are rushing to take, to get shots done without permits.
Right.
There are a couple of they're trying that it's obviously a bigger budget movie. So he said there are moments where that budget shows, but for the most part, they're really trying to give it that quirky feeling of a B movie.
And they can mimic that. It's just never does it. I mean, it's just like Friday the 13th as well. You look at those old movies, how magical they are, and then they do a new one. It's cool. They just can't grab that style. It's just you can't.
I think for it to be successful is the same thing that would take for a Masters of the Universe movie to be successful. It would have to honor the original material, but it would have to bring in a new perspective that would be not too new, but also new enough to make it interesting.
Yeah.
And that's a real tricky space to be in. I mean, I know people are fans of the newer Godzilla movies, but when you don't, until you hear that music and you get that, then you're finally accessing, then you're accessing, the right kind of nostalgic attachment and aesthetic attachment to it. So I'm hoping that it's not trying too hard to emulate what the original movie does, because you can never duplicate that.
No.
Just like, if they made a Filmation version of the Masters of the Universe in a movie form in live action, it just wouldn't work.
No,
you'd have to up the ante a little bit. You'd have to change things up.
Well, I hope
so. I don't know.
I do too. I hope the Toxic Avenger stuff. It's good.
Yeah, I hope the Hellboy movies good too.
Yeah, but those older movies, they got that style that's hard to duplicate. you know.
Well, I like
Yeah,
that
it's-
camp too, right?
Yeah,
like you
right.
know, there's a certain level of camp,
And you could
that
get away
goes
with
along
stuff like
with
that back then, where the new audiences nowadays would be like, "What the hell?"
Everything's got to be so serious.
That'd be like trying to make a Naked Gun Part 4 now. You know, you can't.
Mhm.
I don't think.
Well, there's a rumor.
Is
There's
there?
a rumor. There's a rumor that
I'd
Naked
love to
Gun.
see it.
And so this rumor is really exciting to me. And I don't know if it's valid, but the rumor keeps going around. Leslie
Damn
Nielsen. No, not sorry. I get the names mixed up. What's his name from Taken?
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Get
And
out.
yes, which I think is fucking brilliant.
That
Put
could
Liam-
be absolutely incredible or horrible, but
I'm pretty
considering
sure.
if you've ever seen him on a talk show
Uh,
where he's just BSing like about the whole
Yeah.
thing, like you know, because he doesn't take himself very seriously, but in the
No.
movies they want him to be
oh,
so
of course,
serious.
of course. Yeah,
But
exactly.
he himself is just such an easygoing, chill guy. I could definitely see that working out as a very, very good comedy.
It
Could you see him act? Would he play Drebin, or would he be like a
Well,
new
yeah,
character?
because what makes Leslie Nielsen's performance of Drebin so great is that he
Yeah.
plays it straight. Like,
yes.
no, I mean,
Yep.
until part 2 and part
And
3,
where the hell
where
was
he's like, he's trying to be too much of a comedian. But
Yeah.
in Airplane and in the first Naked Gun movie, like,
Yeah.
he's playing it straight, and that's why that
Yes.
works. And I think
Yes.
Liam Neeson would actually
Oh.
work out
Yeah,
quite well. for
that would be
that.
kind of. It would be fun to watch. I like to see
Yeah.
if you
Right.
could pull it off. You know.
Expect to be disappointed.
Did you
Yeah.
guys ever
But, yeah,
see
it'd
Loaded Weapon
Yeah.
as opposed to like Lethal Weapon? It was
Right.
Loaded
Wasn't
Weapon,
that-
but they had
Wasn't it? Yeah,
Samuel L. Jackson and
Emilio Estevez. or
Emilio
something.
Estevez as Riggs and Murtaugh.
Yeah.
That was another classic, but that was National Lampoons, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
another really good one at the time. So
I like Emilio Estevez.
me too. I'm a big fan of him.
'Cause
And
he's a
it's
punk almost in every movie that I've seen.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
just-
love
yeah.
that about it. He's just an ass.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah.
even in Mighty Ducks, he was a little
I
punk
never seen
shit
Mighty Ducks.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh
never seen
man,
that.
watch Mighty Ducks. That's a good one.
I'm a big fan of Repo Man, so that's
Repo Man
I
is
love that movie.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
So-
Repo Man's great.
Skelly, I did some digging for you. I sent you the link, but I wanted to show this. That shirt isn't only that sweater is not only epic on the front. It stretches around to the back, stays puffed even when roasted.
Oh my god.
Could you imagine Skelly still being as straight faced?
Oh, you could get it on an Amazon.
Skelly as he is. Yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, that's where the link is.
What is that, $60? I can't read that.
Yes,
Yeah.
And then-
I gotta start saving.
That's not bad.
pinch
though.
the pennies for next year. Well, you know
Yeah.
what really broke my heart is I wish we had seen this because apparently like a week ago it was down to like $37.99.
Ah.
Oh
me.
god.
yeah, they're
that
trying to sell
killed
them for
me.
the Christmas time,
Right before
Yeah.
Christmas. Now afterwards they're like, all right, mark it back up.
No, just
But-
put it on your watch list and just eye it.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
gonna.
go.
It's
But
already
that's
on
the
there.
sweater. That's the sweater, and look, like it's
And
like
if you have
oh,
Amazon points too, you know that always helps. I don't know if you get
Oh,
points
maybe.
through Amazon.
They've also got this one too, which honestly I ain't mad about this one either. Like
That's
this
like
is
a hockey
less,
jersey, like almost.
yeah, right. That's what I was thinking too. You know the way the stripes are
that's
down
pretty
the
good.
arm.
That's pretty good.
I love that they got like kind of like the glow on the back of the shirt too.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep. I mean, come on. Every day we discover something adorable and it just drives me crazy.
I know I do.
Yeah.
But,
Um,
Man, I kind of want this now. I did look up if you could still buy the Peter Venkman flannel, and I
mm,
found it. It's a Dixon flannel. If you go to their website, apparently Dixon flannels are only available once. They're extremely limited run.
Once.
once.
What-
So once
what's
they're
getting-
done,
What
They're
the heck
gone.
what the heck is a tactical hipster?
oh, that's
Sorry.
a guy who wears suspenders on the weekends. I don't know.
It
You
clips into
remember
his
when we all used to
underwear.
wear- right?
Oh man.
So I did find the flannel. This is it. But now you can only apparently
Wow.
get it on
$80.
eBay, and it's $80 because Dixon's
Scalper
they're
price.
sold out.
Mm.
Yeah,
Of
I went
course.
to Dixon's website. Here it is. This was the link they had for the shirt, and it says this product is no longer available. Each
Mm.
Dixon product is only released once, so when it sells out, it's gone for good.
You got to be a
So we missed
tactical
our shot.
hipster to know when you can get it.
Gotta be. I'm going to sign up for their
More of a
newsletter,
hipster
so
doofus.
that way I could be a tactical hipster.
let us all know when you get the announcement that it's re-released. That is beautiful.
Well,
Oh, it actually
they won't
has the
release-
Ghostbusters thing on it. Okay.
Right, like this is a full licensed Ghostbusters product. It wasn't just designed to look like it.
Got
They
it.
got official licensing, and that's it.
Yeah,
It
go
was a
to-
once and done thing.
Coles or something.
kinda bummed out about that.
similar.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
Target has shirts in the flannels in these colors
Yeah.
sometimes. So maybe
Sure.
maybe one of those companies will put something out that looks similar.
Yeah, that's one looks kind of like the one I used to have back in the 90s. It looked
Yeah.
more like
Yeah,
that.
this
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks. That's hilarious.
Yep. Mighty Ducks one. That was pretty cool.
Hey, HP Brown Sauce Craft is here. Great to see you. And happy birthday to you too.
Jeez.
Thank you. Thank you very much, HP. And I know Brick had jumped in, joined us here. It's great everybody's showing up tonight. I'm glad you're all here. I know there's some other shows to be watching these Thursdays. It's not
There is
Toy
no other
Frenzy
shows to
only.
watch.
There's no other shows.
This is the only show.
Right.
It's the only show.
All right, you guys ready for what makes this show as special as it is? The Battle Ram Report.
All right.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Let's get that music going in Bobby's
Oh,
narration.
jeez. If I can do it.
forget which one it is.
Rock.
It's rock.
All right, get ready for the new Battle Ram Report. Tonight brought to you by Adam, who has the best website for He-Man called Battle Ram Blog. You'll get the news you want. Here you go. Take it away, Adam.
All right.
Never really fades out right.
That's all right.
One of these days I'll
Someday.
figure out how to work that.
It's all right. It's all good. Thank you, everybody. So this is the Battle Ram report for this week. We are covering the Gyro Attacker, the 1987 vehicle that never was, kind of along with Gigantosaurs and Eldor and Hero. Appeared in the 1987 Mattel catalog, but was not released. This one, so this is the catalog picture. It's kind of a little bit unique among those unreleased vehicles in that it had a pretty strong appearance in some of the mini comics. It was specifically designed to kind of hold some of the toys that did come out, namely Rotar and Twistoid. So it's kind of this is kind of a short version of an article I wrote about this back in April of last year. So let's see. I don't remember what I actually put in here. Oh yeah, let's go to the next. So we start basically. So it starts out, if you look at a lot of the development of Motu Toys, it often starts with an idea for an action figure, and the look of it, is it can go a lot of different directions. So one of the early directions it went, you can see a Ted Mayer illustration here, and it's kind of got this creepy, organic look. You can see there's a spinning top in the middle that it's held in by these finger-looking, clawed fingers, like bony fingers, and it spins it up and it releases it. So this is kind of a first pass at what that action feature, how it would look in a vehicle, when Ted Mayer was working on that line. And you can see on the next slide a color version from Power and Honor Foundation. So kind of a cool looking vehicle, pretty creepy. He always puts some more organic looking shapes into the vehicles that he did.
I love that little claw arm on the top, holding the top of the gyro thing.
Yeah.
Right? Holding that key is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the top almost looks like you could juice your oranges on it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it does,
right? It's the perfect vehicle to battle over breakfast with.
That's right.
Get your vitamin C, kids, with the
So very clearly that's like a an evil looking vehicle. This is interesting. This is from an eBay auction. I don't know, maybe 7 years ago. That I saved the pictures and I sat on them forever until I actually wrote the article. But so you can see it's basically like a wooden mock-up of the vehicle. They would often the figures were done in clay, and then cast into hard copies. The vehicles were usually done in wood, from my research. This is no exception, and looks like it's kind of carved out of wood. There's a few pictures of this, and you can kind of see different pieces of it. If you go to the next, so there's like a side view that shows some actual sculpted detail of the gyro attacker. It's obviously not all of it's here. It's kind of just a shell, like the main body shell.
So you found this on eBay? This one or both?
All of these prototype pictures. Those it was just somebody who used to work at Mattel was selling this on eBay.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Gotta love those disgruntled big company workers. Sometimes you get pure gold from those guys.
Yeah.
So there's dollar for scale.
Yeah.
I thought that's how much it cost. I was like, wow.
Right. Yeah.
Put your dollar down, you get it.
Exactly.
Yep.
So basically, so you're gonna get some prototypes there. I also included the patent illustrations also in here, which I think have been more commonly seen. So
right.
I read the patent, but read through it and try to understand, okay, how exactly does this work exactly? And it wasn't really clear until somebody showed off a picture. They had basically a proof of the entire box, how it's laid out. So the front and the sides and the back all together is one image. And that one kind of explained how it worked in a way that I could at least understand better than the patent language. And I think I included just So that's somebody had a better version of this image. So basically, the way it would work is you rev up the vehicle, kind of like those cars where they've got exactly. But that that's basically, there's a flywheel feature, and that will get the module in the front revved up, so you get the spinning energy in there, and then once you push a button on the side, and then the front opens up, and then it'll release. So it could be the vehicle, or it could be Rotor Twistoid. It would have worked on.
Oh yeah, and look at that.
That would have enhanced those figures. I think it would have made those guys a little cooler.
Yeah, they would have felt like they had more of a purpose in the line, because they felt kind of like, we're just throwing these in here. Which, I mean, some of the stuff with Masters Universe it was. Like I know Bernie Lomax brought up the Meteorbs. It was like their quick grab at like some Transformer style stuff in here. But like this, it would have given more play value to Roton and Twist. Like it would have made sense to have those in there.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see like the styling on this vehicle. It's typical of like that last wave of vehicles, like was it Beam Blaster and Artillery, where they're a little bit sleeker. They're not quite, there's an animal theme, but it looks a lot more kind of futuristic or streamlined than some of the it's not like a Dragon Walker or something that's got.
Just say it. It's not the Dragon Walker.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
I think I kind of would have preferred it to look a little bit more like this.
I would too.
Like,
yeah.
Maybe a Skeletor version and the He-Man version, like we get with some things.
Yeah, that'd be like a Scareglow version or something.
Right? Yeah. I think that would have been
like later on in the line. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like painted a little different than that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely like this prototype more than the later version that we see.
Yeah, they're both cool though.
Yeah. Certainly no slouch either way.
No, right.
Yeah. Did you end up getting this off of eBay?
No, I didn't. I don't remember what it went for, but at the time I didn't have too much money for even regular toys, let alone prototype on eBay. But yeah, and so I actually at PowerCon, some guy came up to me and he said he'd read this article. Based on that, he had made his own version of this.
Oh,
which I think
cool!
is great.
Wow.
So he showed me that. And I think it'd be fun if this was eventually made by Mattel, like Mattel Creations or something.
I think Rotar and Twistoid would kind of be cool as Origins figures. It might actually, if they took what they did with classics, gave them legs, removable legs, it might actually be a cool thing.
I think that would definitely make sense, for the line. I mean, we know they've said that the rest of the Origins vintage stuff is going to be like Mattel Creations exclusive, so we know certain things like that may get that higher price tag. But it's kind of almost expected, right? Because like Lady Slither was like higher expected, and honestly, she came with this cool snake tail, but that's not even as cool as a play feature, like an actual play feature. Like these have an actual play feature involved, but it would still be really cool to get that.
Yeah, this is a great vehicle.
Yeah, so that's one of the ones that we almost got but never did.
Man, Adam, thank you for doing these because
these are great.
It's like we get special access to like behind the scenes access to the Battle Ram blog, having you on here and doing these Battle Ram reports.
Yep.
Oh, well, thanks guys. It's fun. And next week, like I said, Classics Castle Grayskull behind the scenes.
Cool.
So. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, what's next on the agenda, guys?
Oh wait, we had an agenda?
That's why I had
what did you all any particular things you got for Christmas that you haven't mentioned yet that either for yourself or from others that stands out?
Well, I got a surprise visit from Connor, and honestly, that's like the best thing I could possibly have for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
He came over, we were able to give him all of his Christmas presents and stuff and just spend some time with him on the big day.
That's awesome.
So that was, that's always magical. I love doing that. And he was really excited about getting a whole bunch of new Ninja Turtle toys, even though he had all the last Ninja Turtle toys. And he had a bunch from his sister who had a bunch from the last Ninja Turtle stuff. But he just loves Ninja Turtles. So that was really cool. Last weekend, too, I got to meet a fellow toy tuber, Corey from Make Shape Create. We
I watched that. That was great.
Yeah. We got to travel up to Eternia Dream, their location in Gettysburg. And I got to say, like, it was a fun experience going to PowerCon and going up to the Four Horsemen table. I'm sad I didn't get to go for the Legions Con, but that's what next year's for. There's always another year. That's great, seeing them all there on the table and everything and the excitement around it. But man, it was really, really cool to walk into a retail store and see Legions on the shelf. Like, that was really, really neat. And then afterwards, we went to Uncle Bob's Vintage Toys and got to spend some time. That was recommended to me by Jesse, Just Shelve It. So ended up getting to go there and spend some more time talking with Uncle Bob and everything like that. And we were going over a bunch of Legion stuff and just hanging out talking. He was showing off a whole bunch of like the cool G.I. Joe adventure stuff that he had growing up that he was selling and, you know, all that kind of neat stuff. And although I didn't buy any toys while I was there, one of the things that I missed from the Kickstarter for War of the Aether Blade was they were doing like these Legions coins, right? With the different factions. And he had a bunch there to sell. So I picked up the House of the Noble Bear, favorite faction with Legions, and I got my coin. So I'm going to go back up and get some more. But that was a lot of fun. It was really, really great.
Yeah, I enjoyed that video. And it's on Make Shape Create's channel of the trip you guys took. And is it on your channel too, Oz?
No, it's just on his channel.
But yeah, it's fun. And that second store was actually I really enjoyed. I mean, Eternia Dreams is like, you know, dessert. Like, it's like an abundance of like, it's like there's so much going on in those stores. But that second store you guys went to is really cool to see. I love those types of stores where, you know, it's similar to the one that we went to. Time Tunnel
Austin
Toys?
Time Toys. Time Tunnel is more accurate, I think. But
yeah. But yeah, love that. I just realized something, Oz, and I wasn't zoning out. Trust me, I wasn't. I was listening to you, but something came to me, and it's because Sean brought up Nosferatu. Am I imagining this, or is this real? Max Schreck, the actor who played Count Orloff, is also the name of Christopher Walken's character in Batman Returns.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's it.
I was sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Totally, I didn't want to interrupt you. I was just like, while you were talking, my head was kind of blowing, like imploding.
That happens. That definitely happens.
Sorry.
You have those moments. It's totally cool. No need to apologize. It's
I love that. I love that about people who make things and they reference other creative projects, and then it's just like, you don't have to be overt in your reference. And that for somebody like me at 47 years old who saw Batman Returns in the theater, who had watched Nosferatu as a youngster on VHS, like, for that revelatory moment to happen at 47 is like, that's magic to me. That's so cool. That is so cool.
A question for you guys. Which is like your favorite version of Nosferatu? Like, which version is it? For me, my favorite version of it wasn't actually the first version of it that I saw, but later down the line, I had, you know, when you used to go to like dollar store or something like that, and you'd pick up like that DVD, it had like, you know, like 5 or 6 films on it that were classic and everything like that. I just randomly picked up this one. It had Night of the Living Dead and it had Nosferatu on it. So that alone had me for like $1. And it had a couple other films on there and I can't remember them. But the version of Nosferatu it had on it had Typo Negative's October Rust as like the soundtrack to the movie because it was silent.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm like, that's actually really, really cool. Like out of nowhere, I was just like, who sat down and thought to match these two? Like, let's put Peter Steele in here, singing away while we got friggin' Nosferatu going around killing everybody and stuff. And like that is just, it was crazy.
Yeah, I that is hilarious. I think it's funny when people go in and they add their own soundtracks to things. I don't know if you ever saw the Philip Glass soundtrack version of Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool.
I'm not sure I have.
But I kind of prefer the classical music that they used in the original version.
Yeah, sometimes I like to just watch it just silent. This is the version I got.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The silent version is
put that back up
is
again,
put that for the silent Nosferatu is my favorite version, but a close second is I'm with David from David Motu Origin Score. The close second for me is the Werner Herzog Klaus
the
Kinski
remake. Yeah, I used to have that poster on my wall of that one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Klaus Kinski's crazy.
Yeah,
right.
I always enjoy watching him perform. The guy was a nutcase. But there's a lot of mystery behind the original version that fascinates me.
Yeah. People thought that he was actually a vampire and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the story. Right. That's what that movie's about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And that was like an urban legend,
right?
Because when I was a kid and I found out about it, there wasn't a lot to go on who Max Schreck was, right. And the fact that basically the name in German was like maximum terror when you translate it, based on how that worked. There is that feeling of like, what's the deal here? Like, did they do that as a publicity stunt or whatever? Right. Ironically, in the last couple of years, I went on Wikipedia and he does have an entry on there. So he was a legit actor and stuff, but this is like past Shadow of the Vampire, where they played that up in that movie. And I loved how they did that because it really did give an air of completely spookiness to that character in the silent movie. If you had no idea who this actor was, it's this old silent movie. You couldn't find much more on this guy. And you're just sitting there going like, I don't know what I'm watching. And I'm kind of nervous here. Like, there is something to be said about that.
But you also got to think too, that's pre World War II.
Yep.
So there's a lot of in some of those areas that they film, like those streets and stuff, those are all bombed.
Yep.
And afterwards. So they don't even look like that anymore.
Don't exist anymore. On top of that, the other thing too is the Bram Stoker, his widow and the estate ordered all of the negatives in that movie to be burned because she won the copyright battle in court. Ooh. And that movie would not be that movie wouldn't be with us if somebody didn't burn every version of that.
Right.
So it's pretty darn cool because, like, unfortunately, we brought that up earlier. One that we don't have is London After Midnight.
Correct. Right.
Yeah, and that's one that if that's found, I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to lose their minds because that's probably one of the most requested silent movies that if you could find it, the fans would go crazy for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think at this point it would be almost impossible to find like a complete version of that just due to the way the film degrades over time, right?
I'm listening to a bunch of silent to like golden age of Hollywood podcasts, and that's been like one of my favorite things to listen to in the last couple of years. And you can slow down how much that degrades, but you can't stop.
It never stops.
So if somebody could find it, hopefully it was stored in a way where it doesn't degrade faster than it already would, if they find it and it has degraded, then we already lost it anyway. And what's the point? You know?
Yeah, that's like this 1910 Frankenstein from Thomas Edison.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yes.
That
That's
was
right.
lost for a very long time until this family that sells these owns the actual copy of it. And
Yeah.
it's almost fully restored, but yeah, it used to be just in clips, but now you can get the most of the movie now. It's
Right.
like 12 and a half minutes long now. I think the original might be like 14, so it's like a couple minutes missing or something like that. But yeah, that's about as best as you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
That's we just keep hoping, right? We just keep hoping.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm a big fan of Melee's too, George Melee's.
Oh yeah.
And he actually burned a lot of his own stuff because wasn't he was losing a lot of money and stuff like that, and he just gave it away. And I can't imagine all those lost films that he has that's just gone. And to me, they're magical, so I love them all.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
I wish. I mean, there's only like half of what he's filmed out there, which is crazy.
Right.
I mean, there's like 500 and something films or something like that.
Think of how much lost art we have that we can never
Yeah.
go back and revisit. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah,
true.
I mean, it's amazing.
Well, it was disposable. Like back in those days, if that movie wasn't out there making money for the studio, they just got rid of it and went to the next thing.
Yeah.
And some of those they took they I don't remember the proper word, but they basically took the silver out of it.
Yeah.
Because it was silver nitrate film, and they would reuse the silver to do other things. And so some of that stuff, and it was the same with comic books. I mean, hell, the paper drives in World War II. That's why Action Comics #1, Detective Comics 27, things like that. That's why those are worth millions of dollars now, because a lot of kids gave their comics away during the paper drives in World War II to help the Allies and stuff.
Yeah.
Skelly, you might know this too. Animal Crackers from Marx Brothers. They've had some scenes in there that were missing, clips. And recently, was it 5 years ago? They came out with the Blu-ray they found a full copy, and it's clean straight through. Yeah, and there's like a missing scene and all that stuff in there, and oh my god, I love it. It's amazing.
I don't want to see that Blu-ray.
And I'm so used to watching because I've watched the movie a million times.
You watching
those weird, cuts. You never forget them, but now it's like smooth. You go right through it without the jumps, in it. So I love it. Yeah.
Eldor's bringing this up here too for any people who are big Doctor Who fans. A lot of those stuff
is missing. Yeah.
Right. Well, it's not so much that they're missing; they're not really missing at all. At the time, the way they saved
they were
money
destroyed.
They recorded over it because they had to reuse that film for other stuff. So they recorded new stuff over it, and so there's no way to go back and do that. They did recover some recorded audio from certain ones, and recently, like we've had some of the new. Like it was just a couple years ago, they re-released like a couple animated films because they recovered the audio, so they did like animation to go with it.
Yep.
Which has been pretty cool. But man, just so much that lost.
Yeah, it stinks.
It's I want to say our generation probably, and I would say even like the generation before us, because they were the ones developing that. But like once the DVD and the VHS craze hit, it's like all of that's so sacred now to us compared to back in the days. I remember the one that my mom wanted the most out of anything in her entire life that she could have gotten on VHS was Walt Disney's Zorro. They finally released sets of those in VHS, and my mother almost cried because she finally, because that was like a 1951 series, black and white, Guy Williams, amazing show. If you ever get to watch it, it's on Disney Plus. Watch it. It's really good. It's that old swashbuckling vibe, but it still holds up to today with the storytelling.
It's fun.
And it's just like, that was something that finally came, like literally 40 years after it aired. There's my mom getting to pick it up at like Suncoast Video back in the mid 90s and take it home with her. And she was Zorro wall to wall that whole summer watching these things. And I was watching it with her because I wanted to know how good it was because she had talked about them so much. And then I got sucked into it because it was so good.
Yeah. I think the trick is, as if you're a parent, share your love for these older films with your children, so you can pass on the passion for these unique things that will inevitably disappear in some form or another if we don't have people actively archiving. So it's like, you know, passing on a heirloom to your kids it's the same thing, except it's just a feeling. You know, you know, my wife and I were watching, I think we were watching that version of Animal Crackers, and we're watching it in our bedroom, and our youngest walked in, and she was just going to pass through. She just had to drop something off or something, but she got stuck, you know, because you can't deny how funny that is.
Well, it's magical.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter how old you are. You hear Groucho Marx talk. It's like you're immediately hooked and interested. And the same powerful draw happens in many of the silent films that stick out to us too. You can't have the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari on the screen without being entranced by it.
Right. Yeah. That's a fantastic movie.
But we can't. That's us. We have to teach that to others. I mean, I'm really thankful that our kids like Young Frankenstein. That means it's going to be part of our household tradition for the rest of my life. That's that's pure gold, my friends.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And that also means that if for some reason,
I think a lot of people get blown away to watching some of those older comedies.
I don't know. Some of the younger kids, though, some don't like my son. He thought that Blazing Saddles was just okay.
Yeah, it's a hit or miss, right?
Right.
It's a hit or miss. You know, but you know, and you just hope that somebody latches onto it.
Yeah.
So when
there always will be. I mean, look at us. You know, we watch all that old stuff too. That's you know, there's always gonna be somebody that's interested. Film people that are into films and stuff too.
Honestly, been like bigger onto like Humphrey Bogart and you know, Audrey Hepburn and stuff and all like that. Big part of that comes is just being in an influence here, right?
The Big Sleep is one of my favorites.
Maltese Falcon is good.
Big Sleep's really good. We're No Angels.
The one that
appropriate for this time of the year.
The one that I had my daughter, the one night she's like, you know, what do you want to watch, Dad? And I go, well, I want to watch something that you might not want to watch, but give it a shot and see what happens. I put on Arsenic and Old Lace, Cary Grant and Peter Lorre movie, and she sat through it and was laughing her butt off in that movie. And now that's like one of those movies that she and I share together. Like, I'm like, so you want to watch that one more time? She actually has gone for it at least 3 other times before the end of last year. And that warmed my heart because it's one of my favorite comedies just because of how zany it gets and how ridiculous it gets. But then you also have Halloween in the mix. You know, like originally on Broadway, it was Boris Karloff playing Jonathan Brewster, who's the murderer and all that. And there's just something magical for me about watching that one. And then I tried exposing her to some other ones like His Girl Friday and some of these. His Girl Friday, I'm like, this is such a good movie. And then the minute that they go back and forth with that dialogue, she goes, I don't know what anyone's saying anymore, Daddy. And I go, it is a little fast-paced, isn't it? Because they're just doing that bang, bang, bang kind of delivery on their lines. So, but at least Arsenic and Old Lace.
It's funny because Ace had just posted this as you were bringing it up. That's so funny. And
It's got everything. I mean, I've never been bored watching that movie in my entire life. Every time I watch it from beginning to end, I'm usually just smiling and so happy I'm watching it.
yeah. Another one that I love, Bernie Lomax has an affinity for it too. The Disney 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Like that's a masterpiece in my opinion.
I love the book. I've read the book a few times.
Oh, me too. But yeah, that's awesome, Bernie. It's cool you have a signed soundtrack by Kirk Douglas. That's so cool.
That's intense.
You were asking about stuff for Christmas. I got a couple of things I wanted to show you. I think you'll like.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Captain Teeth.
Yeah.
Captain Beefheart himself.
And this applause.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Try to get the focus.
That's
wow.
so good.
Yeah, Duchess got this for me.
What year is that one?
Oh man, I can't read.
Get your other glasses.
I don't have other glasses. It's all black, so I can't read it on this.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it. I don't know.
Look, I'll
find out for you. Yeah.
We have to have a count moment here.
But it's awesome.
That's awesome.
And I love that it's got the pumpkin on her. You know my infinity for pumpkins.
Look.
Yes.
See, our counts can talk to each other.
Yep. So awesome.
Yeah, that's great. Good. That's great. Those are good gifts.
Yeah, they are.
Classic TV series, Rifleman, Gunsmoke.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not big into the that type of westerns and things like that.
Westerns?
I thought they were. Rifleman was really good.
I just recently got into Western styles movies. So
spaghetti westerns, man. Spaghetti westerns are, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a masterpiece.
Yeah. All the Man with No Name trilogy is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
You guys know why they call them spaghetti westerns?
Italian.
Filmed over in Italy.
The one though that's a bit of that was a sleeper hit that I saw it when I was a kid and I didn't really get it though. That is really a masterpiece. Is the Once Upon a Time in the West?
That's a good one too.
Charles Bronson. And,
it's got some
Henry Fonda.
It's got some harsh moments in it too.
It has harsh moments, and it's also just like I love films that appreciate space. They're not everything has to be a close up. A film that can spread things out and you really give you the feeling of vastness. And that movie really does that.
Yeah. Well, in the Oni, it's a lot of like the huge wide shots, but then also those extreme close ups too. Sort of that contrast.
And David, Once Upon a Time in America is good too.
That's you're talking about the gangster one, right?
Yeah,
with Robert De Niro.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's also Sergio Leone.
Yeah, that was a long movie too.
Yeah.
Well, he had that kind of pacing, things took a while.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Told a real.
I used to own the VHS. It was like one of those double VHSs,
Yeah,
it had the two tapes in it.
Oh, I love Jeremiah Johnson.
Right
on, Ace.
Who would ever eat beef when you could eat elk? And most people now just know that from the gif of Robert Redford winking it. But.
Well, all right, guys. What do you have coming up? Bobby, sorry, I'm excited. What do you guys have coming up? Well, I
thought you wanted to talk about it later or something.
No, sorry. Let me just say, Bobby just finished the Decker North Cut Case Number 1, episode 10, which is the last one of the series. And what a great run that was, Bobby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope people enjoy it.
I bring it up because I'm afraid you're not going to bring it up. But yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It's really.
Did you like the
So
ending? Were you surprised?
I loved it.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yes.
Loved it.
Oh man.
Good.
You know, and it's funny too, because like you kind of feel like maybe you should have seen it, but then at the same point, nah, it's just good.
Yeah.
But also, what's great about the last one, I'm not going to reveal too much, but what's great about the last one is how it feels like an ending, but not an ending. And that's how you end. Sorry, that's how you end something.
Well, yeah,
because
it's going to continue.
But that's real life. Like an ending that ties up all the loose ends, and then that's it. Even though there might be a sequel on the horizon, that's unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
So I really appreciated that, Bobby. So good stuff.
Yeah, I have. I'm going to take a break from it for a little bit, but I do have one episode that I'm going to do, and it's going to be part of the universe titles, where I have someone narrate them besides me. I just write it, and someone else will narrate it. I actually have the title for the new one's called The Stranger, which Skelly's going to do. The character has already been in the series in 3 episodes. Very briefly. That's how these universe ones are going to be told. They're not main characters, just going to be someone that was just mentioned briefly, and then they'll have their own little story off to the side. I have another one that's going to be already in halfway through the next series, and I might have another one as well that I would like Oz to do. So yeah, so I got 3 of those on top of the next series. The next series will be 8 chapters, not 10. It won't be so long. But that's why I'm going to throw in. That's why I'm going to throw in more of those little universe stories in there. So
yeah.
But I don't know if you know the character who you're playing, but you'll like it.
I have an inkling, but I will leave it at that.
Okay. I mean, you could just guess, and I can just.
No, I don't want to.
Why?
I don't want to. I want to be surprised or be pleased, and yeah. But yeah, I'm excited, and I'm excited to do that for you, Bobby.
I appreciate it.
I don't really consider myself an actor, so it'll be really. It's going to be daunting, but I'm going to try and do my best.
Oh no, that's all I ask. Just read it. That's all.
That's all I ask. Just do your best.
Yeah. And if anything, I'll just turn the music up.
I've been in that situation before in bands.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great.
But yeah, I don't think I'm going to have anything new except for that episode. That will come out probably, in a little while, but nothing until maybe mid-February. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah, I need a break.
Very cool.
Well, you've been working really hard on those, so definitely take a break.
So you got people in the chat volunteering.
Yeah. Hey,
look at that.
That'd be great. Yeah. Hit me up on Instagram. I don't use
Yeah.
Twitter no more, so that's gone. But Instagram, if you follow me or whatever, email, message me on there, and then
there you go.
I'll give it a shot. Because, like I said, all those universe stories are gonna be told by other people, so I need more than just a couple. I need more people to do it.
Yeah,
give everybody a chance is what I like to do. So
yeah, for sure.
Sean and Adam, you guys are more than welcome too.
I'm in.
Okay. Sure.
I'll do sound effects.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay. Sound effects.
You need the sound of somebody dying or something.
Oh, jeez.
I'm your guy.
Yeah.
Hey, you got Mr. Wonderful asking to do something too. That's great.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. They'll come out slowly, but I'll try to get it as much out as I can over the next year. So.
Well, as of tonight, you're backlogged. So
yeah, right. No,
you got a lot of work to do.
I didn't expect all of that.
Yeah. You got to write an Irish character for David to do too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
for
my
sure.
Lakeview City
He said he'd
is
read.
modeled off of Chicago, so yeah,
Hey, yeah.
it's my hometown. I have to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it
Well,
because you got that feel for it. Like, you've already got the accent, you got the voice just perfect,
Oh, thank you.
and it fits the vibe and the feel of everything. Like it really helps you get immersed into the story, which I absolutely love. Like I said, it was my favorite part of my Fridays, going to lunch and getting the new episode. And now I just got to go back and replay all of them. But that's not a problem because they're fun to listen to even after.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very nice of you. I appreciate that, guys. It really means a lot. It does.
All right,
Well, it's
Mr.
good.
Wonderful's now written off. He's going to do a Mark Wahlbergish Boston
Say
accent.
hello to your mother for me.
Say
That's so
hello.
All right. So what's going on? What's coming up for the rest of you guys? What's on the agenda?
Adam, what you got?
I'm gonna so in the similar vein to the gyro attacker thing, I'm gonna do an article on Gigantosaur, one of the other ones that never came out.
Awesome.
Fantastic. That's great. I can't wait for that because I've always wanted to. Ever since I saw an image of Gigantosaur as an adult, because I had no idea that was happening when I was a kid. I've wanted to have that, to see it in person, to see a new version of it, to the idea of anything that you can have action figures traverse through or into, like Castle Grayskull or whatever. It's just the little Fisher Price castle, like anything like that, just like continuously fascinates me. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah, sad that they just threw it out because it was taking up so much space at Mattel. Just like
That's insane.
Put it in the dumpster. Yeah.
Insane to me. That's insane. That's
This reminds me of Seinfeld when Kramer grabbed that set of what Merv Griffith's show. It's all in the dumpster.
Yeah, threw it in the dumpster.
And he
God.
fills his whole room with that. That's funny.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh shit.
Sean, Oz, what's coming up for you guys?
I know tomorrow night we won't be doing Off-World because Curtis has plumbing issues at his home, so it was a no-go. So as of right now, I got nothing. I'm pretty open, but this year, I guess one of the projects that I'm going to be working on, Jesse and I are teaming up on a thing he's going to be working on, and he asked me to do the cover for him. So that will be something closer towards, I'd say, probably the beginning of the fall that needs to get finished. So when that happens, I'll reveal it. So
that's cool. I like that.
A little bit of something.
That's rad. Can't wait to see what that is. I like the way Jesse's brain works. I'd be really interested to see like what he's coming up with and what you guys come up with together.
This for me is almost like, okay, it's back when we were like 10 to 12 years old, just like laying on the floor in the bed in my bedroom or in his basement and just drawing as we were hanging out and talking. And it's like that's kind of the feel of it, which is kind of nice. It's like coming back home again. So,
yeah, that's cool.
That's amazing. Absolutely incredible.
Well, I've got I don't know if any of you have had a chance to listen to the holiday episode of Cambridge and Washawn. That was a sort of special sneak attack episode that Mark and I put out, and we went through each episode of the previous year and talked about things that we obsessively either acquired or tried to not acquire based on our discussions. Those eBay rabbit holes that we got into, and the same thing. If you're tuning into this channel, you're going to see once every week, hopefully maybe every 2 weeks, a new Snake Mountain build video popping up. And I do have an art exhibit coming up here in February, so I'll be showing some images from that. And some of the artwork is from the show I did last year, but there's some new pieces that'll be in this show. So
Nice.
I feel like I'm a little bit busy right now, which is good because I had kind of a lull. But it feels good to be making stuff again, and it's funny. And if you make things, like, and Sean, your career basically is design and working on making visual representation of things. So, like, I don't know if you get this feeling, but when I start doing something, whether it be an assignment that's creative, that's me working with my hands, I suddenly then want to be making paintings and other sculptures, and it does that to me. So I'm excited about. And then there's some other projects that I've been like messing around with that will be popping up later on throughout the year. So I feel like I'm hoping that 2024. I'm hoping that I survive 2024 so I can get these projects done. That's all I gotta say.
I think
because I'm having fun already.
Well, that's the nature of the artist. Every time that you have one thing you got to get done, in the back of your head, you come up with all these other things that you would love to do at the same time. But then you're like, but I got to push through on this because this has to get finished.
Yes.
And then by the time that you're done with that, you put so much energy into that and you put so much time that then you go, I need a minute to breathe though, because I can't just jump into these other things. And then by the time that I get to jump into the other things, I'm like, I got deadline this week. I don't have time for that right now. I got to wait. So it's like, that's the worst part of what I do is I'm always on a deadline, and it's always, I'm working for other people. And I really wish I could just do my own thing and not second guess myself. If I can do that in 2024, that'll be like the biggest battle. That's like the Darth Vader and Luke in the cave on Dagobah moment for me. If I can finally kill that demon of second guessing myself, that will be the biggest moment of 2024.
The problem is you're going to kill the demon and you realize that demon was you.
It is me, because I'm always doing that to myself. But
I think,
and then maybe I will stop doing that, or I will lobotomize myself.
I do have a response to that, and that is, at least for me, that I work best with deadlines. So, like, if I suddenly don't have anything to do and I can just be creative, I literally have to create deadlines so that I do feel an urgency to do it.
Sure.
Otherwise, I might like just not do it, and that's at least the dilemma that I seem to face. That's why I kind of like that busyness. It's good. It's a rush. It's exciting. And but yeah, I understand, Sean. That's like, it does feel like, like we're battling a Darth Vader in a dark cave sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
But yeah, once Ace said something about a road trip to Skelly's art opening. Well, that's cool, but I'll announce the location of the exhibit once that's all solidified. So and the dates of things, if people really want to come to the show, you're more than welcome to come. That'd be cool. But it's not expected, of course, right? But that's cool. How about you, Oz? What you got coming up?
Well, like I was saying, this upcoming Monday, going to be doing a little bit of a games night over on the Geek the F Out channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to that, definitely go do so. And join us all for some games. Like I said, there's quite a bit of audience participation involved. And we're going to be celebrating everybody who's got a birthday in the month of January. And as we found out tonight, Just about everybody in the chat does. So come on over and hang out so we can celebrate.
I think
our birthdays.
that'll happen next month too. Everybody will say, "Oh, my birthday's in February now."
Well, I already know we got a couple of February birthdays in the house, so you know.
Here's our Frenzynauts hashtag.
That's what it just turned into. The official birthday month of the frenzy is apparently January.
Yeah.
So for his January.
I'm a proud October baby, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a damn good month for a birthday.
You're darn right. That's my favorite month of the year, and it just happens to be my month on top of it. Go figure.
Perfection. But yeah, I mean, other than that Monday, you know, you guys can all catch me